Alrighty, what's good, everyone joining up the stream? Do give it a minute for people to join in. What's up, what's up, what's up? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alrighty, let's get going, everyone. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. What the hell? Why is my stream not showing up? There we go. It finally showed up on YouTube. I was like, why is it not showing up? That's so interesting. What's good, everyone joining in the stream? Only send a guest request. Oh, if you meet that set of criteria, that'll be putting up on the TikTok screen here in a second. What's up, everyone joining in? Do give it a minute to get everything set up. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, Lydia? How you doing? What's up, Nana? What's up, Samantha? What's up, Vivian? What's up, Miss Spears? What's up? Nissa, how you doing? How you doing? What's up, Ann? What's up, Shariah? What's up, Daisy? Nora, Rox, how you doing? What's good, everyone joining in the stream? We're going to start getting some debates here in a second. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? We're going to start getting people here very, very soon. Only do send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're going to repost myself from my main account on TikTok because we're banned on the main account still. We're banned on the main account, which is very unfortunate. But we're going to repost ourselves. Hopefully that'll help us push out to a bit more people. What's up, everyone joining in? I can't even send a guest request on my main account. Like, what the fuck? That's so sad. That's so sad. Alrighty, we're going to start getting some people up here for some debates in a second. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Do give it a second for people to join up. What's up, people on YouTube? Brianna said, "Hey Parker, hey fellow cult members. What's up? What's up? Yo, what's up, Aldi?
I'm 30.
Do you support Donald Trump?"
I support you.
Based. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up, Aldi?
Yo, Parker, I wish you a great day, bro. Have a good debate.
Appreciate you very much. You as well. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up, Aldi?
Parker, England loves you. England loves you.
Appreciate you. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Preston, thank you so much for the $2. True. They don't care about any of those other interests, to be honest. They're not doing it for the people. They, like, literally, MAGA just cheered on cutting U.S. aid, like, how long ago? Even though it harmed the rest of the world, like, very much so. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
22. Just wanted to say thank you for all you do, Parker.
Oh, appreciate you very much. WCU. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you. Let's get it going, everyone. Do give it a minute. It might take a second because we are on the third account here on TikTok today. We're not on the main account, so it might take a second.
Settlement, but I need cash now.
Do you support Donald Trump? Oh, okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo.
How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I support his boyfriend, Bill Clinton.
Alrighty, well, we have no guest requests right now. Do give it a second for MAGA to join in. Seemingly, it's going to take a second. They were, I feel like MAGA was a little bit more eager yesterday to, like, debate. A little bit more than, like, I've seen as of recently. It's funny to see that they still are there. They're just literally scared to come up on the lives. I knew it. I knew they're there. I just had a feeling that was happening. Hayden, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I don't think you would, but I mean that's definitely something that you don't need to stream. I had a what's it called? I had like a light up one for a long time. You could literally just utilize this microphone, right? Like I genuinely think that, like, starting off streaming isn't just necessarily like a microphone, but obviously that helps. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join up. Let's go to the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join in. Jim, I do see this. What's up? Hi. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm like the only one that will think it, but I think that maybe they're young. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Do give it a second. There are more people joining in right now. More people joining in. The debates are starting. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker, I love you.
Oh, this is the guest request right now. Only set a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You're ugly as hell, nigga.
Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
46.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
I think that without question would be Donald Trump.
Okay, why do you support Donald Trump?
Because I knew he was going to change the world.
Okay. In what way did he change the world that you think is beneficial?
Well, I mean, the war on trafficking that we're currently under, I think he's making, crazy strides with that, finding 130,000 missing trafficked children.
Hold up one second, just letting you know. You can't say any DRUG names just in specific. It's TikTok TOS. It will make me have to go into the next person, just letting you know. But keep going.
Oh yeah, he's lowered the schmurder rate 20% since last year. Oh yeah, how do I say it? D-rug overdoses are down exponentially. Yeah, I mean, he's just doing great things.
Okay.
I mean, you think so, right?
You
Those
said
are good things, right? I mean,
you said he lowered the murder rate. What did he do to lower the murder rate by 20%?
probably some. Well, I mean, with all of the how do I say it? Trafficking busts that have been happening, a lot of criminals have been taking it off the streets. You can go to Google News and just type in.
Do you know that was happening
busts.
under the Biden-Harris administration, right? Appreciate the galaxy, thank you.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't see the Biden administration as a legitimate administration, honestly.
Why not?
Because I don't believe he was ever truly the president of the United States. I believe he was president of the corporation, but I don't believe he was president of the United States.
President of the corporation. What do you mean by that?
Well, by the Organic Act of 1878 shows us that we went back under the British Crown and became basically a corporation run by them. And Donald Trump, I believe, is getting us out of that agreement. Well, I know he's getting us out of that agreement, but.
Really? So is he currently the controlling factor in our system right now? You said he's getting us out of some sort of system. Like,
Well, really
when did this
military
system begin,
operation.
and when did it? And you're saying it's about to end soon. Why hasn't it already ended soon?
Well, it probably has, but I mean, we have to get this
Probably
has to be
has?
incrementally. Well, I
How do
mean,
you know?
as far as it gets to the public, it has to be incremental. They have to give this to us so we can digest it. You know what I mean? That's why we're learning all these good things under Donald Trump's presidency, such as the reconstitution of Article 1, Article 2, and Article 3 of the Constitution. We're kind of being taught this lesson. Well, right now, I mean, before a lot of people it kind of went over their heads, but now we're seeing it with Article 3, with all the fighting within the court systems and everything. This is all for a reason. It's to teach us how this country really works.
Okay, all right. So I'm guessing you believe that there are all these like powers, that are like essentially manufacturing this to happen.
I believe it's the military, yeah, and
The
in
military is
conjunction with
manufacturing this to happen.
yeah, but I mean, you have to understand where I'm coming from. I believe that Donald Trump was chosen for this. I don't
By
believe he
who?
just decided by the United States military.
By the United States military.
That's what I believe. Yes.
Okay, how do you know that?
Well, I mean, it's just kind of funny. I mean, I'd have to go into some really crazy details, to kind of
Go ahead.
show. But well, where do I start, man? Donald Trump, I believe, was I mean, in actual proof, you got to have to read between the lines on that situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, I believe that Donald Trump at some time was approached because they knew that he could probably win an election fairly because he was already a popular person, had a great following, and well, I can say this. I can tell you this. We know that in 2017, the military was probably going to run a coup against Barack Obama, but they decided not. I mean, I'm sorry, 2012, they were going to run a coup against Barack Obama but they decided not to. They went to Plan B because they didn't want it to seem like a racist thing going after a black guy because everybody believed that Obama was
Where
black,
did you hear
so
this
they
story?
didn't want that.
Did you hear this story on like 4chan somewhere, and then like now you believe it?
No.
Where did
was
you
from
get this
Dr.
information?
It was from Dr. Jerome Corsi, a person that I listened to years ago. It was in 2017 that he made the statement. It's actually on my TikTok. I just found it recently, and if anybody wants to look at it, you can find it on my TikTok. But and he actually had a place in.
Is
I
the
believe
source
it was
just
in
like a
Kentucky.
claim?
Well, I mean, I doubt that you're ever
That's-
going to truly
that's
find
not
that on
evidence.
paper.
The
At least
claim-
at this point.
Someone just claimed something and that's it?
Well, it was a pretty prominent person saying this at this time. This was 2017, by the way. You got to understand, this was a
Do you
very
think
long
most
time ago,
prominent
so-
people would agree with that?
At this point in time, I would think that if they wanted people to take them seriously, they would.
Wait, so then that's not an answer to the question. Would you like to directly answer the question?
Does everybody think it's pure coincidence that Donald Trump left and then came back from basically like oblivion, right? Donald Trump was gone, but now he's back. Just saying. I mean, I understand. There's a
What
great
is
book
that?
on
Do you
this.
think that Trump died?
No, definitely not. He would just. That's the thing. I mean, I believe it was in somewhere in 2015 that the roles were separated between president and vice president. I'm sorry, commander in chief and the president. I believe it was done under with Obama. Something that with the. Oh man, what
I
was that
have a
called?
question. Do you think that Biden has been
commander in
executed?
chief something?
I have a question. Do you
Say
think
what?
that Joe Biden has been executed?
What Trump said.
You
That's what the
believe he
President of the
has?
United States
You
said.
believe Joe Biden has been executed?
Yeah, I don't believe he was ever president.
You think he was executed in 2017?
No, no, before then. It was, but no.
Before
it-
then.
Let me
So
see.
Biden's
No, it was
been
probably
executed since 2017, earlier than 2017?
I personally believe a lot of these people have already been going. There's a lot of anomalies within. I mean, Biden never looked the same twice. You know what I mean? And Kamala Harris, her neck had
Kamala.
a very weird thing going on for her.
So you think that Kamala Harris was fake and she died already? Same thing with Joe Biden. They're all fake? Where's the galaxy?
No, I haven't heard anybody else being executed except for Joe Biden because our president told us so. But I mean,
Dude, you're
I
literally
knew this
just
before
believing in
Trump said this.
conspiracy bullshit? I'm serious. Like
I
genuinely.
think that's
Like
kind of crazy to call
listen.
the president a conspiracy theorist.
No, I'm calling. I mean, yeah, the president is a conspiracy theorist. Our president denies basic science. He thinks that he's smarter than the 99% of climate scientists that indicate that climate change is real. Okay,
Yeah.
Do you think
he's
the Earth is
definitely
flat as
smarter
well?
than those people. Yeah, he's
Do you think
definitely
the Earth is
smarter than those
flat?
people. No, I don't.
Okay, why not?
I
Because you believe in
it's
science?
no, I actually believe that the Earth is round, like we've been taught, but I believe it's hollow. I believe in that whole situation, but that's a whole nother story. I mean, it's not like you crack it and like an egg hollow. It's not that type of hollow, but I believe that there are things underneath our Earth that they. I honestly believe flat Earth is to cover up the whole hollow Earth thing, but whatever. That's just me.
God damn it, dude.
I know, bro. This is
God
crazy.
damn it,
but, I
man.
mean,
It's
it
just
goes
like
so
you
deep.
just
Look at those
decide to believe
book
in
on
every
this, bro.
conspiracy,
There is
bro. Hey, dude,
no,
it's
no,
like
this,
you know,
there's a literal
you're like
best-selling
what
book.
theory
It's on my
would be the
TikTok.
least likely to explain this, and you're like, let me pick that one. You know, your
No,
method of
no.
determination of what's
This is
true in terms of the world around you is what is the least likely thing that could possibly explain what just happened.
Listen,
You think the
when I
moon
was
landing is
trying
fake
to tell
too?
people in 2021, when I was telling people in 2021 that don't worry, Trump's coming back, everybody thought I was crazy then too. Trust me, bro. I've been
Of course.
through this
Now, can I
shit.
ask you a question? Do you think the moon landing was fake?
What we saw on television, I do, but I don't believe that we didn't land on the moon.
Do you think during that year we did?
Possibly, or before. I whatever they showed us was
Or
just,
before?
You know,
What?
yeah, they didn't want anybody to be able to you know, what's the term when you backwards reverse what is it? You know it. Reverse design. They didn't want anybody to get whatever tech we had. That's why they didn't show us the real thing. I mean, it's very easy. But I don't believe we didn't go there.
Okay, so they didn't want to show the technology, and that's why you think
Yeah.
that they created it in a movie theater.
Exactly. I mean,
One, there's no evidence of that, and we left stuff on the moon that you can test today. Like we left like
we know that Joe Biden was never in the White House. We know that. We know that. So they even admitted to us that they had him on a
Joe
soundstage
Biden's not
and they
currently
never
in the
really-
White House because of the fact that he's not president. Okay, Joe
No, I
Biden
mean,
was
his
in the
whole
White House.
administration.
Dude, you
No,
think
no,
Joe Biden's been
there's
dead
many-
since
if you
earlier
go
than
back and read
2017? So what are you talking about? You don't even
I'm
think
talking
Joe
about
Biden
from
ran for
2020 to
president.
2024. I believe he was installed. We've done this in World War II. This is a World War II thing. It was the, oh man, what was that? Taiwan.
He was installed. You mean by the voter base because he won the election?
No, we put a president in exile, and then but he had full control of his military still. This is a World War II tactic. It's just
You think Donald Trump was in
redesign.
exile and had full control of the
Yes.
military?
Yes,
You think he was actually
exactly
president
right.
during the Biden administration?
I believe he was the commander in chief, not the.
Okay, so Trump was the commander in chief, and he kept the border open.
Well, if you believe that.
Yeah, the
You
border
gotta
was open,
understand there's
bro.
two different
He kept the
narratives
border
going on
open.
here
He kept the
simultaneously.
border open, and he was the commander in chief, and he didn't prevent that from happening. What the fuck?
This is what they show us on television doesn't mean. I mean, we're under a military occupation. So if you understand that, you can understand that the military has full control of all media. All media.
All media. So do they control me? Because I'm media as
No,
well.
you're not. Are you a media? I mean, do you have a media corporation? Are you associated with a media corporation?
This is media. Is this not social media? Isn't media?
No, it's social media. It doesn't count. Anybody can just
They,
go
it,
on.
do-
and
it
say
just
what
doesn't
they want.
count. Okay.
Yeah, you're not part of a conglomerate that can be controlled and can be told what to do.
Okay, so then why did they
You're
let
just
that
an individual
exist?
citizen.
You said they controlled all media, so now they don't control all media. Interesting.
No, I believe they control all media that is considered media. Social media is not considered media. Not to the legacy
Social
media
media
outlets that-
is not
Yeah,
considered
I'm talking
media.
about people that actually make money on this.
What?
In a sense where they get a paycheck and they
I get a paycheck from
uh,
this.
It's not the same thing, bro. I understand that you're going to run with that, but it's not. You know it's not.
It's
You
just
are
I
not
control
under
the
a corporation.
business. I do
Are
have
you
a
under
company.
corporation?
Yes.
What is your LLC?
I'm not going to tell you my name of my company, but I do
Okay,
have a
go ahead.
company. That's for tax purposes. That's how it's set up.
Okay.
This is a business, essentially.
That's fine. Well, I mean, I'm not convinced that you guys aren't given talking points and being put on TikTok. You know,
I'm being
for
given
a
talking
reason,
points. So what talking? Who's
Yeah,
giving me
I
my
believe
talking
most
points?
of you big guys on, yeah, I believe most people that are big on social media that run with this Democrat narrative or this liberal narrative are
The
definitely
liberal
like,
narrative, they definitely must be bought. Who's giving me my talking points?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just asking who's giving me my
If that
talking
if that
points.
was true, then yes, you would be controlled because you are being given
Okay,
talking points.
okay. So then who's giving me my talking points?
So maybe you don't know that you're controlled if you are really under a conglomerate or some type of media company.
So can you tell me who? Answer the question. By the way, I have full control over my business. It's my business. So I don't know what under company you're saying I'd
Okay,
be
but
getting
it
the
doesn't
talking
mean
points.
it's a
You mean
media
from myself?
conglomerate. It doesn't
I'm
mean
getting
it's a media
talking points from myself? I'm the only owner of
Listen,
my
this-
business.
We're not getting anywhere with this, bro. You're not CNN. You're not Fox News. You're not MSNBC,
Of course.
CNBC. You're not anything. So
Oh.
that's what we're specifically.
But you said
talking
all
about.
media was controlled. Social media is media, especially
Yeah,
large
conglomerate media. Yeah.
So do you think that Dean
Legacy
is
media.
controlled? You think Dean is
If you
controlled
run
because
under
he
an
has so
LLC
many viewers?
for media, then you are. Listen, this is all on documented. The military has full ability to do this under a military occupation. I believe it's the I'd have to look it up exactly what the term. It's either the law of war manual or the. Where's my? I got a lot of information in my head, bro. It's hard to remember every little detail, but yeah. I mean, we're watching this happen. We've seen the military. We've seen the National Guard. We're seeing local police, all working in conjunction. This is a military occupation that we're under. That was an optic. That was the visual, for the most part. And a lot of this whole Venezuelan thing is crazy too, because this is a part of Donald Trump's first administration policy on how to deal with Venezuela. This guy had 6 years. And then you have to ask, why didn't Joe Biden stop it? He could have stopped what Donald Trump put in place for Venezuela. He could have stopped everything. Why did Bro, I could keep going, bro. Joe Biden is
I don't know how
Donald
Joe
Trump's
Biden would have
best
stopped that
supporter.
right now. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Dude, Joe Biden was, okay, let me read this to you.
Like, that literally makes
you
no
can
sense.
go read
Joe
it.
Biden could have stopped what happened in 2026? Really, dude? Wow,
in
dude.
26. No, listen, in Southcom Enhanced Counter Narcotics Operations on April 1st, 2020. That's what Donald Trump put in place. That is what he is acting on. Okay, that's what.
That
people
doesn't
don't
mean that
understand.
Biden kept that in place. He could just be reenacting
He
it.
did. Then why didn't he stop it somehow? Why did?
And
he
also, by the way, that
continue all of
doesn't
Trump's
refer to
executive
all of the
orders
conditions that Trump is engaged in terms of Venezuela. And also,
Why did Joe
in terms
Biden
of the
continue?
wait, in terms of responding to those types of substances, right? Joe Biden, of course, did do that and did have an intention to address it, right?
Okay,
I'm
so either it's
confused.
one of two things: he was helping Donald Trump out, or he planned
It doesn't.
on
Wait,
allowing
listen. That doesn't
invasion of
necessarily
some
mean
sort
that the
for
policy
Venezuela?
was through that, but it being through that could have been like one of the things that's true. I'm not even
Why
familiar
didn't he
with
stop
what you're
Executive Order
particularly referencing.
13818?
Which
It's
one?
in there too. Executive Order 13818. He could have stopped that. He extended it for Trump. He
3818.
extended Executive Order 13848, Executive Order 13912, Executive Order 13919. All these things Donald Trump is using right now. Right now, all these powers
Yeah,
have already
I
been
understand,
put
but
into
that
place
doesn't
in
mean.
Trump's first
Wait, hold up.
administration.
Hold up, listen. You overwrite other executive orders with new executive orders, so Trump is just trying to bring in a new executive order and utilize that again, right? Whereas other presidents
No, it's
didn't
the
utilize
same
it.
one. It's
I
the same
understand.
ones.
I
They've been
understand.
extended. They're still active.
Yeah, I don't
Joe
think that's.
Biden did
Wait,
that.
can you show me where Biden did that?
Well, I mean, you can look through the literature and see. Executive orders only last a couple of years, and then they fizzle out on their own, or unless somebody extends it, or if they just stop it.
So give me a source that indicates that he did.
I gave you the executive orders. If you understand that most of these things are still active, then how could they not have been?
Okay, you're just not answering the question. Would you like to provide a source, or is that impossible for you?
If you go to the Federal Register, you can see the executive orders themselves, and you can see the national emergencies that are tied to them. Executive Order 13818 has war and national defense tied to it. That was in 2017, still active.
I see here in 2024, there's something saying that they continued specifically the 13818, right? I see that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this is
Yeah, it had to be
specifically
extended after Biden because they only
this
last
is
2
wait
years.
this is listen. They said that the prevalence of the severity of human rights abuse and corruption that have their source in whole or in substantial in part outside of the United States continue to pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. So it's just claiming in a national emergency. This isn't necessarily saying that they're going to go into Venezuela, by the way. That's not even the claim.
It's the beginning of it. If you look at that, what I just sent you, the
No.
article, it's a .mil article, straight from
I
the military. I just read it.
don't even
The
just tell
headline
me the
of it.
title and I can look it up. I don't know where you sent me that.
Southcom Enhanced Counter Narcotics Operations, April 1st, 2020.
You said South what?
Under Donald Trump. Southcom. That's South Command
Southcom and
of the
what?
military. Enhanced Counter Narcotics Operations.
Okay. The U.S. Southern Command, is that what you're referencing?
Yes.
This is in 2025. And what is this
No,
point?
that if you look at the beginning of it, if you're going to the U.S. Southern Command's website, which is a .mil website, which is military website,
Yeah, this
it
is
will
from
say
October
when
10th,
this
2025.
started.
Yeah, it says the
No,
press
it
release
says-
was October 10th, 2025.
Then you're okay. But are you seeing the origins of this whole situation that they're talking about? Even in the headline,
They're just
it
talking about
says
immediate
April 1st,
release for a joint
2020.
task force to establish the lead Southcom counter narcotics
Yes.
operations.
Joe Biden could have stopped that. He had 4 years to stop that. Maduro
This is
had
under-
6 years to get
wait,
on track.
This is under Trump's administration.
But it doesn't matter, man. What's going to come out of the
What?
intel from Maduro? he's got a
Biden
lot
could
of
have stopped
juicy
it while it
details
was
on
under
Democrats.
Trump's, like
From what I'm
while he was out of
understanding,
office.
Maduro has a lot of juicy details, especially. I think we're going to hear about Dominion voting systems here in the near future as well.
Oh, of
Probably
course,
quite a
of
bit.
course you are. Yeah. So, do you think the 2020 election was stolen?
Well, that's going to be proven. I don't.
It's going to be
I'll tell you
proven.
this, whether
That's
I
why none of
believe
the
it or
court
not,
systems
whether I
have
believe it or
indicated
not,
that.
We're going to find out. I can promise
We're
you
going to find out. Interesting.
that. Yes, we are going to.
When are we going to find out?
Probably pretty soon, man. Because this whole I mean, everybody thinks that it's about oil, but dude, what Maduro probably has intel-wise is probably way more valuable than oil.
Okay. So you're not actually
Right before
answering the
midterms,
question.
too.
So
Isn't that
when are
how
we
funny how that
going to
works
learn
out?
that the election was stolen in 2020?
I don't know. I don't know exactly, but we
You don't know exactly. So one, you have no evidence when this is going to happen. Two, you have no evidence to dispute and say that the election was rigged. Right? Like, it's absurd.
did
You have
you
no
not hear the
evidence to believe
information
either of
that came out
those,
in
yet you
Georgia?
still decide to
Did you not
believe.
hear the information that came out in Georgia?
Yeah, what information came out? That
They can now, like, they've probably seen the records already now, but yeah, like, there are things keep happening with this 2020 election, dude. It's not over. You
Yep,
can
2020
research
election,
this.
definitely. Look at this. I
You
think
guys
based
think
on
it's
literally
it's
no
over?
evidence
No.
at all that I believe that it was rigged. Like, it had to have been, right? With no evidence at all. Like, I can't give you any court process. I can't give you any system
I
that
don't
indicates
believe
this to
Joe
be true.
Biden
I
is
can't give
real.
you any evidence, but I do
I don't believe
believe
Joe Biden
that
is real, so why
potentially
would I
the
believe
information
that
is
the
going to come
election
out
is
to
stolen?
prove it, and I've been believing this for the past 5 years. I've been believing for the past 5 years that sometime the evidence about the election being rigged will come out. And it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen sometime.
It's been coming out. Incrementally, it's been coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
We've been
of
getting,
course. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm talking about public information. You can go research this. The newest thing I believe happened was in Georgia. Something happened in Georgia where we can now investigate or see the actual records of the votes.
Yeah, until
And,
you have any evidence, right, you can't make a claim that you believe that.
I'm not making the claim.
You are.
I told you I don't believe Joe Biden is real, bro. Why would I believe that they stole the election?
I don't believe Joe Biden is real, bro. Really, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Really, Joe Biden's just
It's a
not real.
military
We didn't,
operation,
you know,
bro.
you,
You've
what
been
you're
living
seeing isn't actually the
television,
case,
bro.
everybody. When you see Joe Biden there, he's actually not really there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How old are you? Can I ask how
I'm
old you
23
are?
years old.
Okay, you were 13 when this operation started. You've been living under it this whole time. And you don't realize it. And that's a good thing, because think about how bad martial law could actually be if we didn't have like a COG in place.
Yeah, when I was
we
13
didn't-
years old, I wasn't
like,
dumb enough
the
to believe
most of
this.
The world didn't even realize they were in it.
Hey, dude.
That's
Hey, dude.
crazy. That's
You have no
genius.
evidence that this is happening.
Executive Order 1391.
Wait, do you think the Joe Biden that we see is actually like a lizard?
I believe it's a dude in a mask, bro. And then in some
It's a
cases,
dude in a mask?
what is it? AI
Who's the dude?
deepfake technology.
AI deepfake technology? Who's the person in the mask?
They exposed one of them.
Who?
I can't remember his name though.
They exposed one of them.
He
Who's
even has
that?
an IMDb page. He even has an IMDb page. It's crazy. That's how I found him. That's how I saw it. It's like, dude, this is the guy that. I was like, oh,
This is the guy that's the Biden robot. Like it's fucking Five Nights at
not a
Freddy's. What
robot.
the fuck are you talking about, dude? Who the fuck are you
that
talking about?
was the-
What type of crazy shit did you look at on the internet that you for some fucking reason believe that has literally no
I read a
evidence to back it
best-selling
up?
book.
Oh,
I read a best-selling book
a best-selling
with
book.
all the laws and orders.
Best-selling
in place
conspiracy book.
No,
They actually
it's
told
just
us
laws and
exactly
orders.
who
It's
is behind
.mil.gov.
the Biden clone mask device that they use every
book
single
is on
time
my
that he would
TikTok.
talk on the State of the Union. Actually, he was there that time, the whole time, actually controlling Biden, the whole time.
You would do yourself a favor, dude, if you went to Rumble and looked up.
Yeah,
Derek
go
Johnson
to
and
Rumble.
watched
Look
his
at the
most
conspiracy
recent video,
bullshit.
bro.
Check it out, everybody.
this is-
Look
this
at
is- this is
conspiracy bullshit on
ex-military law
Rumble
and
that
order,
isn't
bro.
allowed on other platforms because it's
Law and order,
literally
not
fake
conspiracy
information
theories, bro.
that is absolutely destroying the minds of older
Laws and
individuals who are
orders are
deciding
not
to consume it on
conspiracy, bro.
Rumble. No,
They
no,
are the
seriously, hold up,
origin
man.
of truth,
You
bro.
you decide to go to Rumble. Why do you have to go to Rumble to find this information?
Because then YouTube doesn't really like it. They'll show his.
Why does
stuff,
YouTube
but
not
they-
like it? Because it's fake.
Because they've been censoring this stuff for years. Dude. You know
Yeah,
this is
because
what-
it's fake.
Yeah, that's why other things had to pop up so they can put them on those platforms. That's why YouTube.
Yeah. You know that Andrew Tate went to Rumble after getting banned from every other platform. Like that's who decides to go to Rumble. Rumble
Yeah,
is
and
just
it's a
like where
growing
all the
platform. It's
conspiracy,
becoming
misinformation,
exponentially.
and crazy bullshit goes to. Of course, you read something and watched something on Rumble,
No, just
and you believe this
non-censored.
crazy
Just
conspiracy
non-censored.
bullshit.
There is,
No.
dude. I have the laws.
Yeah,
and orders to
yeah,
back
they
this
don't
up, bro.
censor
Like, this is
conspiracy
happening, whether
bullshit.
You like it or not,
What's up?
dude. It's a best-selling book, bro. You can go read it. Or
Yeah,
you can
to
just watch
conspiracy
one of his
theorists,
many
like,
videos where
seriously.
it hasn't
Yeah.
changed. It tells the whole thing.
It's so best selling. It's actually best selling that they tell you exactly the Biden clone. Actually, dude, you are getting scammed, bro. I'm serious. You're believing. You actually
no, I'm not,
legitimately
bro.
believe
You've
that
been
Joe
getting
Biden
scammed
has been
because
dead
you
since
actually believed that Joe
2016.
Biden was
You
the
are
president,
fucking
bro.
crazy. Literally
Why do you
fucking
think-
crazy.
Why do you
Okay.
think Donald Trump hit the auto pen, bro? He doesn't even have anything. Donald Trump got rid of it all. There is
Donald
no
Trump
memory
still
of Joe
uses the
Biden,
auto
bro.
pen.
He was
Donald
in the
Trump
auto pen,
still
bro. He was
uses the
Donald
auto pen.
Trump's auto
Did you
pen,
know that
bro.
Trump has used the auto
He
pen?
was Donald Trump's auto pen, bro. That's why he hung his signature with a pen in the long line of presidents that we've had, bro.
Yeah, I know that he did that. He was doing that as a meme because he didn't actually
No,
want
he was
to
doing that because
listen.
he's letting y'all know. That's an optic for people that know.
Trump
is what
also
that is.
used the auto pen. Every fucking candidate has been using the auto pen recently.
That's not my plan. I'm not worried about. No, there was no Joe Biden to even give a permission.
There
to
is
use an
Joe
auto pen.
Biden. You are just denying reality. Joe Biden still
No,
exists,
bro.
dude. You just think he's some
Okay, you listen. If you want to believe that,
dude. You
that's
think he's
fine.
some
I'm not
like
gonna try to
fucking
convince you
clone.
otherwise.
It's insane.
But
It's
you're
actually
just
insane.
gonna see this agenda keep happening. This
Dude,
this is
listen.
This has been planned out, bro. a
What
long time ago.
actual evidence do you have? You can't just say, "Oh, I saw something on Rumble. Look at Rumble, dude."
I have a book,
Seriously,
bro, a
I promise
best-selling
you,
book
clone
with all of
Biden
the
proof
laws and
by
orders in
Rumble.
play. Bro, it's
What did you see,
it's
Alex
in
Jones?
the book. It's actually part 2 now. There's a part 2. The part 1 came out. Actually, I
Wait,
knew
who's
this
the author?
before
Who's the
book
author?
because
What's their name?
Derek Johnson.
Derek
That's
Johnson.
not me. It's not me. If you hear him talk, you'll know that's not me. But either way, yeah, Derek Johnson. The Midnight Rider Rides Again. That is part 1, and there's part 2. Bestsellers, by the way.
Is it just some random person's account?
No, that's Derek Johnson.
They just have 2 random accounts or 2 random videos.
Oh, on what? You have to go to Rattletrap 1776 to see all of his stuff on Rumble. Rattletrap 1776.
Okay, hold up. Yeah, that's what this is. There's 2 videos.
No, he has many videos if you go to his actual account.
Oh, there
Or,
we go.
I mean, you can go to
104,000
BitChute and look
followers.
at his stuff.
Wait, some random person with 104,000 followers.
He has many. Listen, that's not his
Dude, it's
main
literally
thing.
just some guy with a fucking cowboy hat on talking into a camera.
Are you criticizing the book by its cover, bro?
Absolutely.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Absolutely,
That's
dude.
dangerous.
Dude, these
That's
are
dangerous
literally
to
just
judge
look
the
like
book
some
by the
guy
cover, bro.
ranting into a camera, and you believe that?
I would not take advice from you if you're telling me to judge a book by its cover. That's all I know.
Hey, dude.
That-
I think I
that's
have enough
leading people
information to
down
know that if it's on
long
Rumble and it's some
road
random
of
fucking idiot screaming
ignorance.
into a camera, that's probably not reliable information for determining the fucking truth for reality. I'll look into
Listen,
it, but I
he
promise
has
you, it's
a
not going to be like
published
this guy's a time traveler from the
He
future
works
that
for
knows
Donald
everything
Trump,
that
bro.
we don't know. Like
He
that's
works
not
for
going to be the
Donald
case.
Trump, bro. He has a publicist's agreement, like a contract with Donald Trump himself. I think he was the first person that Donald Trump put under that umbrella.
Is
I'm
that
just
supposed to be? Is
saying,
that supposed to be a crazy
You can go
thing?
look at the pictures of him and Trump together if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
Do I care?
You really should do some research.
What, he met Trump
Very
one time? That
interesting.
means he's fucking clairvoyant.
Oh no, he's been a couple of times. He even claims that Trump.
He
let him
met
sit
Trump
in
a
his
couple
seat before
times,
the other
therefore
one.
now he's clairvoyant, chat. He actually has a crystal ball, everybody. It's actually very shiny. I've seen it myself.
You got
Like, seriously, dude.
At least you're engaging though. You're having fun. I've been trying to get on this here forever, bro. I thought you've been avoiding me.
You thought I've been who the fuck are you, dude? I don't, how the fuck would I know? If I knew who you were, I would want to debate you. Because you're crazy. Like, literally,
on.
what you're bringing up right now has no evidence, and yet you believe it to be true.
That's not a debate, though. That's not a debate. You'd have to actually see. You don't know anything about this information that I'm giving you, so you would actually have to go at least look into it before. You can just give
Go
that
look up the
blanket
tinfoil hat fucking Rumble information.
Now you're just trying to get people to not look into it. That's
Wait,
not
no,
like
I'm sorry.
You should get on the right
Honestly,
side, bro.
don't waste
Like,
your
you're smart,
time.
you're-
Don't
I'm
waste your
not saying
time.
you're
I know
dumb,
that it's
you're-
gonna be bullshit. I'll look into it. I know it's gonna be bullshit. Don't fucking waste your time. Absolutely, don't look into
It's
it.
happening,
Why the
bro. It's
fuck
being
would you look into that?
validated
That's a
every day.
waste of time for most people.
It's being validated every day.
No, it's
daily,
not.
Daily.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you understand, see, I understand.
Where's
that's
the
easy
evidence?
to
Okay,
say when you
okay.
don't
How
know
about this?
anything
How about
about
this?
it.
Where is the corresponding evidence for the claims that they make? That Joe Biden is fake and not
It's
actually
in-
real and has been
in
dead since
current
2016.
laws and order. Well, if you can't see it for yourself, that part is going to be very hard. Like,
You
if
see what I
don't
mean? You
understand that Joe
you
Biden
just have to like
changed
intuitively
his
believe it,
appearance
everybody. You
every
have to.
time he went on
If you
camera.
don't just like see it,
Joe Biden's appearance. Do you really think they're going to let a
you just
vegetable
need
run
to
the
see
country?
it, everybody.
Do you-
Look at it. Look at it.
Do you really think
Look
they're going
at
to
it.
let a vegetable?
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Do you think the
SpongeBob?
powers that be would ever let Joe Biden run the country, bro?
Look at it, SpongeBob.
Come on, man. The guy couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. He couldn't do anything. And you guys don't. And what's crazy to me is you don't see that as the huge embarrassment that it is. I mean, some of y'all do, but it's like, dude, that would never happen in this country, bro. I promise you that. It might appear to, but under a military occupation, a lot of things can be done.
Hey, dude, like, I'm still waiting for that source that Joe Biden's been dead since 2016, and you've said you just if you can't see it for yourself, I guess I can't give you any evidence, actually.
Bro.
Dude, come
He
on.
was-
Why
he
the
was- he was
seriously
given a
stop for
military
one
funeral at his
second?
inauguration.
I genuinely want to know, why the fuck do you believe this? Seriously. What the
Because
fuck is
if
going
you
through your
look at
mind?
His inauguration wasn't even to the book, bro. Like, at all. It was the first presidency.
What
where we
about it
ever
was
had an
different?
inauguration like that. He wasn't allowed to touch the wreath. He couldn't do it at the they had it at what's the Arlington National Cemetery, dude. That's not where they have inaugurations at, bro. Like, that's where they did it, bro. He wasn't go look at
Wasn't
it.
it during COVID, by the way?
No. All of
So
the
so
people that
so
were
by the way,
military,
so
supposedly
by the way, there
military
being a
had no
distinction,
badges,
it was during
no
COVID,
just-
by the way.
Dude, it doesn't matter. The military never changes, bro. It goes by the book. It has since its inception. Things might
I
get
don't even think
updated
that's
from time to
necessarily
time
true.
because of
And
weaponry and things of
that isn't
nature,
even
but
that. And by the way, it being different is not evidence of that. Also, by the way, according to this,
It's
JFK.
just another
Wait,
bit of
wait.
evidence.
Wait, you don't understand that presidential inaugurations have also been held there?
No, they haven't.
Yeah, according to Arlington National Cemetery, they say that yes.
Listen, it doesn't matter. You can tell this. You can go back and look.
So
at any
why does
presidential
Arlington National
inauguration
Cemetery
that has
disagree
been
with
on
you?
film.
Are they just lying?
You said
Is that just
Of course
conspiracy
AI
CIA
disagree.
propaganda from your own Trump administration?
Oh, dude, do you think that I can, if I want to find stuff about this, I can look up AI searches? You think that's
No,
gonna tell me anything
I'm
about
literally on the
No, I have to
Arlington
go through the
National
sources,
Cemetery
bro.
website, and
You
it
gotta
says
go to the
yes,
.mil,
presidential
.gov.
inaugurations have been held at Arlington National Cemetery.
Okay, well, prove it then. I guess. I mean, you
I'm
can go
on
back
the
to every-
Arlington National Cemetery website, bro. From the military.
who was-
Wait,
who
I'm sorry.
inaugurated
Didn't you provide me a .mil source earlier? This is a .mil source. Okay, do you accept
Dude, this-
.mil sources?
Yes.
Okay, so then you accept this. Shut the fuck up.
What did it say? I can't see it. I can't anything.
Dude, I just told you. It says yes, right? Presidential
on video,
inaugurations
you
have
will
been
never
held
get-
at Arlington National Cemetery.
Dude, you can go back until cameras were a thing of the presidents and watch their inauguration. Why was Joe Biden so drastically different? Why was he only given a certain amount of cannon blasts as opposed to every other president? Why was Donald Trump given the proper cannon blast on Joint Base Andrews when he was walking off of Marine One, when he was supposedly giving up
What the
his...
fuck does this have to do with whether or not Joe Biden has been dead since 2016? Let's say there's a distinction in how the inauguration happened.
was
What the
given a
fuck does
military
that have to
funeral.
do with Joe Biden being fucking dead since 2016? What are you talking about? What do cannon blasts
Listen,
have
if
to do
you're-
with that?
They're probably not going to allow you to have the actual evidence that Joe Biden is dead, but Donald Trump
Okay,
is
so
a
they're
pretty
not
good
there.
indicator.
Who's they
Donald
again?
Trump's mouth
Is it
is
just
a
the
pretty good
conspiracy
indicator,
name? What's up?
Donald Trump's mouth is a pretty good indicator that he's probably been executed, bro.
Okay, and you just say probably, which is just another trust me, bro, right?
Well, I mean, until they show us the evidence, yeah, it's going to have to be. A
Okay,
probability, but,
until
I mean,
they show us the evidence. So you have
more
no reason to
prominent,
believe that there
knowing
is
people,
evidence.
There's more evidence to believe what.
Why
I
is it
believe
always
than
with
what
the
you believe.
conspiracy fucking crazy
That's what it
individuals?
is, bro.
It's always the evidence will come out. And you believe it
What
just
is
because
your-
the evidence someday will
What
come
is
out.
your evidence that any of it is not true?
Dude, you have to have justifications.
have any.
Listen, you have to have justifications
You
for
don't- you
things.
can't even
Listen,
debate this,
listen,
bro. All you're saying
listen,
is, "I'm
listen,
crazy, I
listen,
don't know what I'm
listen. I'm
talking
trying to
about.
explain it to you.
Conspiracy
Listen,
theory,
I'm trying to explain it to you.
tinfoil
I'm trying to explain to you. This same argument, you could say that I'm fucking AI and a clone. Okay? Do you think that Parker's a clone in AI?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know? Are you fucking serious? You don't know? Are you
I have no
trolling?
way I don't have no way to vilify that, bro. Like I can't or verify that.
You
I
have to
can't
justify.
verify that
Wait,
you are
so
not a
someone
clone.
would have to
Or
make a claim that there's justification that this is applicable about someone. Otherwise, you wouldn't just go around assuming this about people. Okay? Would
I'm not
would it be
assuming that you're
reasonable
a
for you to
clone.
wait? Do you know if
But
your
since
mom's
you
a
brought
clone?
it up, it's like,
Wait, do you
wow,
think your
what are
mom's?
you-
Wait, is it possible that your mom's a clone?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you could be.
Do you
I mean,
realize
I
how
don't
now
see
you're like
her
you're so
24/7,
conspiracy
you know,
brain
she
rotted
lives in
that now you
another
believe your
state,
own
so,
family
you know.
members could be fucking fake?
I don't believe anything, bro. Like at face
You
value,
don't believe anything. You just brought up things
I mean,
that you believe.
I don't believe anything that is a narrative.
You said you believe that the Earth is hollow. That's what you said. You believe. So you do believe
Hey,
things.
at least I don't believe it's flat like those other weirdos.
You believe in another conspiracy.
What do you mean a conspiracy, dude? Why would you
Yeah,
think
something.
that there
When
are
I
not
say conspiracy,
hollow
I mean
points
something
in
with
the earth
absolutely
that-
no
that
fucking evidence.
civilizations could be living in right now? I mean,
Yeah, when I say
but
conspiracy,
probably-
I mean an explanation that has absolutely no fucking evidence, and you still believe it,
what's the conspiracy?
and it's very
of
unlikely. What's up?
what? Of the hollow earth? We have documentation that people actually went into the hollow earth.
Dude, okay.
By prominent people like military.
When
guys.
you
I
say
mean, it's
hollow
a
earth,
long time ago.
do you mean that there's no
100 years
core
ago.
at the center of the Earth?
No, that's not what I believe at all.
Okay, so
I
what
believe
do you
all the
mean?
magma and all the everything else is there, but we do know that there are chambers within the earth. We can go visit them if
Yeah,
we
there
want.
are magma chambers right below the fucking earth. What is your point? It's
Those
not
exist. That's my
hollow
point.
because of that,
Those
genius.
exist.
But
There
that
could
doesn't
be
mean it's
people that don't
hollow.
know. That it's just a description, bro. It's
Yeah, what the
it's
fuck
saying
does
that,
hollow
that
mean
there's
to
stuff
you?
in there, bro. It means there's stuff in there, in the earth. There's
That's not what hollow
probably
means. Hollow does not mean there's stuff in the middle. What the fuck do
listen.
you think hollow means there's
You're
stuff in the
debating
middle?
semantics.
Oh my
You're debating
Jesus Christ,
semantics.
dude. Oh no. No, I'm telling you what the term fucking means. Okay? And if that's semantics, obviously, under your definition, there's no issue with semantics in this context. What's your issue with that? What's
Well,
your issue with
you're,
clarifying the way that you used the fucking
I'm
term?
using hollow earth as the term because that is what is being used. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah,
How
so
else would
what
you
does that
want to
even mean?
describe
What
it?
does hollow mean?
I I believe that there are civilizations that have or still do live within the earth. That's what I believe. I believe that there are, and we know this. I mean, we know this. We the more we dig into it, we see this.
What civilizations live with inside the earth? Journey to the center of the earth.
Well, I
It's
mean,
real,
that's what
actually,
Bigfoot
everybody.
could
It's
be,
real.
bro. I
There's
mean,
actually aliens in the middle of the earth. Okay, we're going there,
I
and
don't
we're
believe in aliens.
drilling, baby. We're drilling. We're drilling to get to the aliens in the center of the
I
earth.
don't
Okay,
believe in
everybody.
aliens. I don't believe in aliens. I believe.
Oh, aliens don't
I
exist.
believe.
Aliens don't exist, but beings exist in the center of the earth.
I
I
believe,
couldn't
yeah,
possibly
civilization.
believe in those aliens. Those,
Probably
those
where
they
Bigfoot
couldn't
comes from,
possibly
bro.
exist. But he just got kicked for misinformation. But I definitely could believe that there are random beings and civilizations in the center of the earth. They're right next to the core, actually. It's Goku. Feisty, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. What the fuck is going on? Richard, thank you for the $20. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nasir, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Oh, that's so very kind of you. Thank you so much. Garrett, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Colin, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Shannon, thank you for the $10. Jessica, thank you for the $3. Happy New Year to you as well. Vanessa, thank you for the $10. Nicole, thank you for the $2. Jim, thank you for the $5. And Lucas, thank you so much for the $15. Yes, new haircut. Kaylee, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Heather, thank you so much for the $30. Thank you so much on PayPal. I really appreciate it. Put 2 W's for Heather in the comment section. William, thank you so much for the $1. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'll have to look. William as well, thank you for the $1. Appreciate it. Thank you. I am just looking for debates on the live, but I appreciate it, William. Catherine, thank you so much for the $5. And William again with the $2. Thank you. You know, I just genuinely can't believe that person actually believes what they were saying. Brandy, thank you for the $5. Like, can you really, like, I can't even fathom it. I genuinely am like, why the fuck do you believe this? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Mama, like dry land.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
No.
There's actually Pokemon civilizations that exist at the center of the earth, everybody. Did you know that? There's civilizations of Pokemon. They exist at the center of the earth. They're real. They're real. And humans and Pokemon, they're supposed to live in harmony together, actually. We have the earth that's actually separating us, the hollow earth. It's actually demonic, I tell you. We gotta free the Pokemon, actually. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You like marshmallows?
No, I really dislike marshmallows. They're horrible. They're so bad. No, I'm kidding. I like marshmallows. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Remember me, bitch, fuck.
Child. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. Listen to the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
60.
Do you support Trump?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, I really like everything that he's done so far.
Okay. Like what?
He is, at least where I live in Colorado, I've been putting gas for at least like $1.75 in gas.
Yeah, there's about
Groceries
a
has gone
13
down.
cent difference over the past year in gas prices. What has he done to
I'll
cause
take
that
it.
under your view?
Well, I don't, whatever he's done, it's happened. He's, he's trying to get rid of a lot of the immigrants. The dams are making it really hard for him. They're fighting him every step of the way, but he's not giving up. He's fighting for the people. I love that.
I don't think getting rid of immigrants is fighting for the people. I think that most people who are immigrating to the country are here for a better life, and they actually benefit our economy. They benefit our culture and our society overall. So I think the idea that immigrants, right, being kicked out of our country is like a good thing, right? Especially in most circumstances when
Well,
73%
Parker,
of those detained by ICE have no prior criminal record, and 95% of those detained by ICE have no prior violent criminal record.
I agree with you, but they needed to do it the right way. Unfortunately, Biden didn't do that, so we have to have them go home and come back and try again.
Okay, so why doesn't Trump go through the right way in deporting them? Because he's violating people's due process rights and deporting them to a greater extent. So if we're going to
Honestly,
apply
I
this
feel
right way to
they didn't
the
come in.
undocumented
No, they didn't
immigrants,
come in the right way.
yeah, and the
They
Trump
didn't come in the
administration
right
is
way.
not going through the right way to deport them.
Well, they didn't come in the right way. They should go out the wrong way as well.
Wait, okay, so then if you're saying that it's justified to violate the law in deporting them because of the fact that
Well,
they violated the law,
violated the law.
well, that doesn't
They
mean it's okay for
violated
you
the
to
law.
violate the law.
Sure it does. Why not? Eye for
What?
an eye, Parker. Eye for an
Okay,
eye.
so because the Trump administration is violating the law, does that mean that an undocumented immigrant would be justified in violating the law and coming here?
They already did. Millions.
So then
of them.
you just said it was justified that they came here, right? Because of the fact that
No, it
the
wasn't
U.S. is
justified that
violating
they
the
did
law.
it. Well, they did it. I mean, we can't let them stay here if they violated the law.
Yes, we can. We
You're-
can give them access to pathway
okay,
to citizenship where they don't have to leave.
Okay, let's take for instance a squatter. A squatter goes into somebody's house unlawfully. Is that correct? Are they supposed to be there? Are they allowed to be there? No, they broke the law. They went in there without permission. So
You're
the
trying to say
people that own
trespasser?
that
Like someone who's trespassing?
yeah, they trespassed onto our property. Yes.
Yeah, so let me
absolutely.
clarify. I believe that private property is viewed differently than a country. I don't think a country is viewed as just particularly private property. Similarly
Well,
to the
what
idea
other
that,
country do
let
you
me give an
know?
explanation. I believe that there shouldn't be border restrictions between California and Nevada. But does that mean that anyone from Nevada can just go inside of my house whenever they feel like it? No.
Well, Parker, is there any other country that would allow any immigrant to go into their country unlawfully?
So again, regardless of whether or not there's
Answer
a
the
country,
question.
I'm not sure if there's another country that has allowed for that.
No,
I'm
there's
just saying.
not. You know there's not.
Well, there probably
You're
is.
smart.
Wait, to
No,
give you an
there
example,
isn't.
to tell you the case, there probably are other countries that have allowed for people to get amnesty that have come to the country undocumented, right? And I'm saying just because it hasn't existed around the world doesn't mean it shouldn't exist here. The reason why I'm saying that this is the case, that why we should address this and do it this way, is because it will actually incentivize authorities to focus on people who actually have are a threat to the safety and security of our communities, those that are the murderers, the rapists, the gang members, and the terrorists coming to our
Yes.
country, rather than focusing on the people who are just coming here for a better life. Right, and I think that our legal immigration
Yes.
process takes too long currently, so it makes sense that people
I
came to the
agree.
country undocumented. And what I would like to do is make the system faster overall, so that people don't have to go through such a long system. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense
I
to have a
agree.
legal process of immigration. I'm just saying that the current process, because it's taken too long right now, means that like people who are already in the country undocumented, the best process to address that is not mass deportation, but rather amnesty that provides them a pathway to citizenship where they don't have to leave the country if they have not committed a violent crime or bad crime. So that would incentivize all the
but how
people
is
who
that
meet that
fair to the
criteria to go through the
people?
vetting process, so that they can be a part of our society to a greater extent, and then it will make it easier for law enforcement to focus on those that have actually been a threat to the safety and security of our communities, because those that are in the country undocumented then disproportionately would be individuals that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes because of the fact that those that have not have been given that mass amnesty.
I agree with you, but how would that be fair to the people that have been waiting and doing it lawfully?
Well, what would make it fair to them is by making the legal process quicker. What's been unfair to them is not the undocumented immigrants that are getting mass amnesty. What's been unfair to them is the people who are voting in Congress to make it even longer and harder for them to be able to get into our country legally, right? That's the biggest issue. And if it takes so overwhelmingly long, multiple years, several years, in order to get into the country on average, it makes sense why people are coming to this country through other means. Now, does that mean that I don't want people to go through the legal process? No. I would prefer people go through the legal process. That ensures that they're not able to be exploited to the same extent in our country. Because when undocumented immigrants come to the country, they don't have the same sort of bargaining power because of the fact that they have a threat of deportation. So I want them to be treated better. I want them to be able to speak up if they witness a crime, right, and have an incentive to do so. I want them to have the same recognition of everything else as everyone else. But again, it just takes too long for them to get to the country through that means. So someone who would have otherwise gone through the legal process if it were quicker, they decided to come to the country undocumented because that was the best path for them, specifically in their family.
Well, I agree with you. I do. I agree with everything that you said. And instead of all the protests and all the violence and all the hatred that's being spewed out there by everybody, they need to go to the Hill and make it a law, change the law. Make it to where maybe there's more people in the immigration department getting the process faster. Parker, have you ever talked to a person who was an illegal immigrant who came into this country illegally and now they're legal? Have you ever talked to anybody?
Yes.
Because I have several people that I work with that came in when they were about 5 years old, illegal, with their parents under Reagan. And they came in illegally. When they were old enough, or I didn't even know the process, but she said she got some paperwork when she was about 7 years old to become a citizen, but it took at least 15 years before she became a legal citizen. And I said, well, you had to do what you had to do. And I agree that they have to do what they have to do. But because there were so many let in, so many people were let in, and we don't know who's the bad, who's the good, he has to do it this way, unfortunately. But I think that they're great for our country. I want them to be here just as much as anyone else. But they have to do it the right way. But you can't blame that on Trump. I wouldn't even really blame that on Biden because he wasn't really running the country. It was someone who wasn't even voted in.
Biden was running the country. You think his wife was running the country?
Oh, yeah.
Joe Biden was running the country? That's a first.
Oh, yeah, her and her work boyfriend.
Her work boyfriend. Who's her work boyfriend?
I don't know his name, but definitely, if she could be questioned, she was running it. She was making all the decisions.
I have an idea of who Joe Biden's with. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden? No, I think it was that auto pen.
The auto pen? Yeah, Trump used the auto pen as well.
He didn't use it like she did. He did.
He's definitely used it a lot.
At the end of the
like,
days,
for example, for the people who literally broke into the Capitol, he used it for them.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because there was a lot of them. But they proved that to be all fake.
They proved it to be fake. It was fake, so then why did he pardon people if it was fake and didn't happen?
Because he had to get them out of jail.
But it didn't happen, so...
Did the Democrats... Parker, you've watched the news. I know you have. Everything that they said Trump did was incorrect. The Dems set him up.
No, it's not everything that he did. Everything that he did, he actually was held accountable for, right? Those are things that he did, right? And you just can't acknowledge that he did these things, so you have to say that they're Democratic hoaxes. Like, for example, do you think the Epstein files are Do you think the Epstein files are a Democratic hoax?
No.
Okay.
Well, why didn't anybody care about the Epstein files 4 years ago? Why now?
People did, right? And they wanted them released. Now, if you want to reference
So then
the
why
situation,
weren't they?
because of it was an ongoing investigation because of Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, in the situation that we're in now, there's not. And by the way, yesterday they were supposed to give the explanations for every single redaction. They're still not doing that. They haven't released all of the Epstein files still. Right? That is violating the law. So why are they violating the law to not release the Epstein files? Is it because they fired too many people where there weren't enough people in order to be able to fulfill the process of the federal government and what they're allocated to do? Or is it that they are purposefully not releasing it because they think it incriminates people? Which one is it?
Well, I know it. I think because it incriminates people.
Oh, okay. So then Trump his administration are protecting pedophiles?
Well, yeah, he is.
And you still support him?
He is. Is that good? No, it's not good. But you know why he's doing it? In my opinion, he's doing it to save face of the United States.
So the
Personally, I
GOP.
think
So
bullshit.
he's the GOP, the guardians of pedophiles.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at that? That's your side.
It's pathetic.
You guys are the
though,
GOP.
man.
You just admitted to your side being the GOP, the guardians of pedophiles, and you still want to stay on that side?
Well, no, come on now. You know that's not what it stands for, but it's a funny joke. I think I got humor.
Well, right now
But
that's what
I
it
don't
stands
agree
for.
I don't agree with everything Trump is doing. I don't agree with everything. Personally, I would let it all out. Whoever was involved in that crap needs to pay the price. They do. So I don't agree with everything Trump is doing or saying. But what he's doing right now, I agree with. Everything
okay?
he's
So
doing right now, I agree
you said
with.
everything he's doing right now, including protecting pedophiles.
No, Parker, I said except that.
Okay, so everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you support him murdering people off the coast of Venezuela in the South Caribbean, right
Oh,
when there was
yes.
absolutely no evidence given to Congress that they had DRUGS in the
Yes.
first place?
Yes. 100%.
Even though they double tapped like a particular boat where it was shipwrecked?
100%.
Why? Why do you think it's okay to murder them? Even though
Because it's
families
not
have come
okay
out
to
and said
bring
that they were
drugs into the
fishermen in certain
country.
certain contexts?
Oh, yes. I always fish with drugs on the boat.
No, I'm not talking
Always.
about every single circumstance. I'm saying in some circumstances, and not every single circumstance did they see that there were DRUGS on the boat.
No. I fishing, come on, man. No. Come on. You Democrats need to stop. Stop fishing. Goodness gracious, they got a whole ocean to fish from, and they want to fish right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they
That's-
got fished for. They got cut.
they were in international
They got
waters.
killed.
Yeah, and you think
Yeah,
they were
and now
murdered
they're-
because they
now
decided to
they
go on
really
a
are in
boat into
international
international waters, just
Now
in the
they
ocean.
really are in international waters.
They're fishing. The fishing happens in the ocean. Did you know that?
Did you know that the fish are eating them in the ocean now too?
I'm sorry. Like, do you want to actually engage at the point? That was a ridiculous thing to say. But you understand? You bombed them,
No, it's true.
and you think it's justified. Are
They
you
went
pro-life?
fishing. I'm pro-choice.
Okay, but yet you still support Trump, even though he undermined Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, Parker. I didn't even know about Roe versus Wade. Didn't even know that he. You want me to be honest with you? I voted for Trump because of you.
Why? Why? Because of me.
Because I watched you. You were the very first person that I started watching talk to people live about why Trump shouldn't be president. And all the negative things that were being said about him and everything that was being said. And I'm thinking, what the heck? But everywhere I would turn, whether it be on your page, whether it be on the news, whether it be in the media, it was all negative. I'm like, nah, this guy's been around forever. It can't be this bad. So I did some research. I watched his rallies. I listened to people who were regular people, black people, everything. And they did not have the same view that you guys had. But the main reason that I voted
Overwhelmingly,
for
black
is
people
not
voted for
because of-
Kamala Harris. What are you talking about?
But not, we all know why. I was a Democrat. I voted
What is
for
that supposed to
Obama
mean? Because Trump
twice.
is racist?
He's not racist.
Yes, he is.
He isn't racist. Oh, stop it. He isn't. And I voted
He literally
for
is. I
Obama
can give you
twice.
examples.
And I really have, from what I've heard about Obama, I could turn on Obama, but it hasn't been proven to me to where I should turn on Obama when I voted for him twice. And he did well by me and my family twice. Now everything that's being said,
Wait,
hey,
Trump disagrees with you.
it is what
Trump
it
said that
is.
he was a horrible president, one of the worst presidents ever.
That's okay. Trump has his right. It's freedom of speech.
Okay.
It's
Well,
his thought.
well, hold
All
on.
I know is that the things that Trump is doing right now is good for my family and is good for the country.
Wait, hold up. Let's go through this. So you voted for Donald Trump because of me, because I said that he was doing bad things, and that's the reason.
And those are his. Those
So
are
I
his
acknowledged
choices,
reality,
though.
and that made you vote for Donald Trump.
No, because there were many people in Congress that were disgustingly gross and that were paying off people for sex and all that. But
Yeah, like people Trump was putting
nobody
on his
said anything
administration.
like that.
You mean like
What
people
about
Trump was
Biden?
putting on his administration or trying to? Do you remember
What
Matt
about Biden
Gates?
and what his daughter said? No, I didn't follow politics.
Yeah, like
really.
if you want to look at Matt Gates, literally, what was he determined to have been done according to the ethics committee?
I don't know.
He assaulted a 17-year-old.
Yeah, like I said, I'm more interested in the economics. I'm more interested in not so many illegals in the country. I don't mind some, but I remember here in Colorado, because it's a sanctioned state and it's absolutely crazy, there were busloads and busloads and busloads for weeks and months upon months that were bringing people in busloads. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Now, that kind of sparked my interest because I wasn't even paying attention to politics at that point.
There was quote unquote busloads under Trump's administration too. Apparently, wasn't he talking about
Not like I seen.
That's what he was saying under his first term. Secondly, if you want to
Yeah,
reference
not like I
in terms
seen with
of
this
the
one.
amount of people coming to our country, it's good that people were coming to our country, right? I don't think it was to the degree that you're trying to reference, but I think that it's good that people are coming to our country. I think that there should be higher scale immigration.
Well, people that are saying this is scary, that I didn't see all these coming in, I don't live on that part of town. How about that? I don't live in the part of town where all the gang members are from wherever they come from. I don't live on that part of town.
Wait, I'm sorry. Immigrants are less likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the country comparative to naturally born U.S. citizens. So they're less likely to commit crime. Why are you trying to portray them as committing crimes?
Who?
Undocumented immigrants
Illegal
coming to the country.
immigrants?
Yeah.
Undocumented? No, not all of them. A lot of them.
73% have no prior criminal record.
I interact with, and I know they're illegal immigrants. I know they are because there's so many of them in one space, but that's not my job.
You can't
That's
assume
not
because
my
there's a
job
lot of
to say
people in a certain
anything.
space that means that
Yeah,
they're
it's not my
illegally
job
here.
to say whether they are, whether they aren't. I'll be nice to them. I'll treat them with respect, but if they get busted up, it is what it is. They put themselves in that position.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
do you,
going
okay, so do you think
to-
that people who commit crimes should be held accountable for committing those crimes?
Yes.
So then Donald Trump should have been held accountable, and you shouldn't have voted for him because he wasn't held accountable for his 34 felonies that he was convicted of because you guys voted for him.
He wasn't, but they were all proven to be wrong.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
They dropped them all.
No, they didn't. He was convicted and sentenced.
He was not convicted. What was he convicted
Yes, he was.
on?
34 felonies,
what
a
did he do?
falsification of business records in the first degree, which is a Class C felony in the state of New York because of predicate crime.
That was gone. The one with what's her face? With Fannie Willis, Letitia James, all of them. Done. Gone. No more.
You don't even know what one you're referencing. You're referencing different cases. You're not referencing the case that I'm talking about.
Well-
I'm referencing his 34
well, the
felonies. He wasn't held accountable for the
34
felonies that he was
felonies was in
convicted
one-
of because you guys
The
voted
34
for him.
felonies was in one piece of paper. They just went down the line and said, "Oh, this, on one paper."
It wouldn't just be his skin that's orange. It would be literally his jumpsuit, right? If he wasn't president of the United States. So if you think that criminals, people who commit crimes and are convicted of, should be held accountable,
because his skin color has gone down. He's not been able to get orange much. It's wintertime. The orange isn't there so much. He's been very busy.
No, the orange is spray
So-
tan. I just want to clarify. That's not his actual skin color. It's literally spray tan on his face. Like, you can see it
Well,
on
you
his
know, what
face,
can
and then
you
it's
do?
not the rest of his body. So I just
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
would think
clarify.
with all
It's
the
literally
money
just
he
spray.
has, he would not want orange, but that's his. MO
Yep,
now,
it's a really weird, thing to do. Like, why does he like to be so orange?
Because he's a Bronco fan. Oh
No, he's not. No, he's not. Don't even insult us like that. That's crazy.
come on!
I'm literally-
Parker,
I
you're
like
a
the
Bronco
Broncos.
fan. Who
I
do
like
you
the Broncos. I'm a Broncos fan. Don't even insult us like that.
No, oh, stop. A lot of people here in Colorado want to get rid of the Dems. We feel it was rigged.
Yeah. I mean, Colorado's disproportionately blue, though, if you look at the overall state.
It
but
is.
if you
Actually,
if you
Kamala
want to,
won the state.
yeah, Kamala won. Yeah. So and you said a lot of people wanted to do what? Repeat what you said.
They want it to go red.
They wanted to get the Dems out. Okay, so I'd love to talk to every single one of these people from Colorado.
Oh, I can't let you talk to them. I don't even know them. I
Yeah, I'm
just see
just
them online.
Yeah,
But you know what? We'll figure that out when the time comes to vote next
Well,
year
give
for
us like
governor and mayor.
give us an argument though. Like, why should you support Trump? Because all you said is that you voted for Donald Trump because of me, but then failed to really describe why it was because of me. Because all I really did was
just
describe
told
what
you.
was true about Trump that was bad.
Yeah, and I found out that what you were saying was incorrect.
What did I say that was incorrect?
Well, one, that it took a while, but it just when someone talks so poorly about somebody, that's just I just can't. I don't believe that any one person could be so bad.
Push the galaxy. Yeah. So Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people should talk poorly about him?
I suppose they can.
No. Do you think they should?
That's their choice, freedom of speech.
No. I'm asking. Do you think they should?
I've never spoke of him because he has no relevance in my life. He doesn't even belong in my realm.
Okay. Have you ever spoken about Hitler in a negative connotation?
Nope.
What? Have you ever spoken
told you.
about someone horrible in a poor connotation?
You want me to tell you how I grew up, Parker? I grew up under a rock. I was protected from all the evil in the world.
You mean you didn't learn history?
Nope. I was protected from all the evil in the world. I only started to learn about politics from you, Parker.
Wait, I'm sorry. You just
That's
started.
why-
Wait, you have learned
That's-
nothing about history in 64
No.
years?
60, don't throw me to 4 more years. I'm not
Sorry, I read.
64.
I apologize. I read 65 in your bio. I apologize.
No, honestly.
Or in your name.
I didn't know. I've heard of the president's names. That's it. I knew their names. I learned about, when we became independent, the 4th of July, all that. But as far as going in depth, I never knew. I was probably the most ignorant person. Oh, I went to school. I graduated at the top of my class. Thank you very much.
How
But
did
it's
you
just
graduate
reading-
at the top of your class if you know nothing about history?
Because it's just, you just read the book and answer the questions.
That means you learned about history.
It didn't stick because I didn't care.
Okay. Alrighty.
What only sticks is what you care about. That's why that's why you're really, really good at politics, Parker. I think you're great at politics. And I think you should stay being a Dem. Not for what they're going for, because I think the Democrat Party, they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. They believe in violence. They believe in
No, we don't.
Evil you don't.
The Dems in general don't either. You know that Donald Trump quite literally called for the death of some Democrats? Okay, and you literally still support him?
Yeah.
So if you're going to call us violent, that's a pretty crazy thing to do when your side are engaging in death threats.
The ones that said to go against the president's authority? You mean those ones?
Yeah, they said to not follow unlawful orders.
If I'm not mistaken, Kelly's under investigation right now for
yeah, and there's no evidence that he committed sedition, because all he said was to follow the law and to not follow unlawful orders. Yes,
well,
under the law, you are to not follow unlawful orders.
Time will tell, Parker. But even if it did, there's been so many proof of everything, and they say the Democrat people have said nobody's above the law. Everybody on the Democratic side is above the law. Every single one of them. How about that Democratic judge that overturned the Ismailian couple of $7.5 million when they were found guilty? She overturned it and said, no, they're not.
Okay, so overturning like a found guilty verdict means that they have to be corrupt? So then when it happened to Donald Trump, so when it happened to Donald Trump,
meaning they were not stealing the 7.5 million, meaning they did not fraud the taxpayers out of their money.
Yeah, that just means that there was a false conviction.
That's because there was all the proof there, though.
Okay,
but
so
if
then
you're gonna go, if you're
wait, I'm sorry. So you accept convictions, so then you must accept the convictions against Trump, right?
There wasn't any convictions. The only
Trump was convicted of 34 felonies.
The money. What did he have to do?
Well, he didn't have to do anything because of the fact that he was literally going to be president. So the reason why he didn't go to prison and he doesn't have an orange jumpsuit is because literally he became president of the United States. So the reason why he wasn't held accountable and put in prison is because you guys voted for him. So you don't care about criminals being held accountable in every instance because you didn't do so with the very person you voted for.
So do you think that when he's not president anymore, he'll go straight to prison?
I don't think that they've outlined in the law that would specifically happen in terms of the jurisdiction of the conviction, but it should.
Yeah,
I mean, he should be impeached and go to prison.
Yeah, it's not happening. They throw that impeachment around like it's nothing. That's terrible.
He should be impeached.
There are so many people. Everybody on the Democratic side should be impeached.
What? You think every person in prison? Okay, so you think Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders should both be in prison?
No, not Bernie Sanders. He's just old and needs to. But
he's Democratic.
Relevant. Yeah, but he's not as dumb as the rest of them.
Okay, what about AOC?
Definitely will.
What about AOC?
Oh my gosh, AOC should be the leader of it all.
So she should go to prison?
Her and Jasmine Crockett should go to prison, yes.
Wait, so what is the relevant difference between AOC and Bernie Sanders that means Bernie shouldn't go to prison, but AOC should?
Because Bernie's old. He's old. He just wants to be relevant. He's been on there saying that
because he's old? That's the reason why he shouldn't go to prison? That's the only reason?
Parker,
because he's old?
Parker, he has
Wait, so do you think Joe Biden should go to prison?
Trump.
Do you think Joe Biden should go to prison?
He won't.
Do you think he should?
I hate to kick a man when he's down, you know. I think everybody around him should go.
Should he go to prison?
I can't say he should.
But he's too old, right?
Well, he's fighting cancer, man.
Do you think Bill Clinton should go to prison?
Oh, God, yes.
But he's too old.
He should actually get the death penalty. I don't give a shit. He's a pig.
but you believe he's too old, right?
No, I didn't say age is due to everybody.
What?
Epstein's dead. He got what he deserved.
Wait,
He did.
answer this question. Do you think that?
Clinton should go to. He should not.
But isn't
even
he too
go to
old
prison. He
under
should
your
go-
view?
Well, then he shouldn't mind the death penalty.
Okay, would you say the same thing about Bernie?
He didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, same thing with AOC. What did she do wrong?
She's telling the immigrants how to avoid ICE. That's against
Bernie
her.
said the same thing.
He's just going with the flow. Yeah, Bernie's a sellout.
AOC is going with the flow too.
No, she isn't. She knows dang well she's an influence on the Democrats. She knows she is, and that's why Bernie Sanders is riding her tail.
Yeah, AOC's based.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. AOC's based. You agree?
I agree. I think she's actually going to run for president, in my opinion.
Well, she agrees that AOC is based, everybody. That's good to hear.
Okay,
Would you
well,
vote
what
for
does
her?
that mean then? Oh, no. I wouldn't vote for her.
But you just said that she was based.
What does that mean now? Now you got me wondering. See, you always get me wondering.
Why'd you agree to it when you don't even know what it means?
Well, I don't know.
Based means like you agree with her, she's amazing.
Oh, yeah, no, then I don't. Sorry. I told you I don't know all this stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. So then why'd you agree to it?
I don't know shit. That's why a lot of us agree to vote Democrat when we didn't know shit.
I know, that seems like the reason why you voted for MAGA, because it happened to you, but not everyone else.
No, I have to say that was the only one that I could say I honestly, truly intended to vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, okay, but like genuinely, like let's go through this. You seem to do so based upon a lack of evidence. Like, how about this? Could you name a single policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefit the middle class more than it benefit rich people?
The big beautiful bill.
The big beautiful bill does not help like middle class individuals more than it helps rich people. Most of the money in terms of tax breaks goes to the rich and wealthy individuals.
What about no taxes on tips?
That's a small portion
What
of the
about
overall
no
bill.
taxes on overtime?
Small portion of the bill.
He could only, he can only do a little bit at a time. I mean, he can't save the
But he
world.
can do the massive tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires disproportionately.
I
I would
don't
have
know
liked
that
them
he's
to do
doing
more
that.
tax cuts for working class people.
Those are working
But think
class
of the galaxy.
people.
Yeah, I understand, but those are just for those specific amounts. I'm saying most of the revenue should have, or most of the tax cuts should have gone to lower income or individuals rather than higher income individuals.
But do you know that even though he put into play no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime here in Colorado, our governor said, yeah, no, you guys are having taxes. As a matter of fact, we're even going to raise your taxes. That's what our Democratic governor said. We don't get those breaks here in Colorado. Unfortunately, but it's all right. A lot of things, you're not the brightest light bulb in the box, buddy.
Yeah, they kept a state tax on tips and overtime pay.
You know, the thing that I am more concerned about is getting the woke stuff out of the schools.
What woke stuff?
I would just rather them go back to basic learning.
What woke stuff?
Well, they don't need to tell my 4-year-old granddaughter that there's more than 2 genders. There's no need to
They're
tell
not
my
telling that to
4-year-old granddaughter.
4-year-olds.
They sure are.
No, they're not.
They're not allowed to use, I have a brother, I have a sister, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. They're not allowed to say that. Not here in Colorado, they aren't.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't, Parker.
They literally are. They literally are allowed to say that they're a boy or girl.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they are.
They cannot say, I have a brother, I have this, I have that.
Yes,
no,
you can.
They're not. Okay,
Yes,
well,
you can.
You keep saying that. I'm from Colorado.
Yeah,
I
so
have
is Dean.
little
So is Dean.
cousins who Dean lives here. He has somebody in
He lives
elementary
in
school and
Colorado.
preschool. Does he
Yeah.
have
So,
somebody in preschool that comes
also,
home and
I know
tells him
people from
that?
Colorado, and that's also not the case. Outside of Dean, I know people from Colorado, and that's definitely not true.
Well,
There's also
it
people in the
actually was
chat that
voted.
are from Colorado that
They were
that literally
actually,
can
it was
tell you that
actually
that
voted
they
out that
literally have kids in school that they can call boys and
they
girls
can't
like.
do that. They lost that.
No, they
They
didn't.
lost that one. No,
Do you
they
have
didn't
someone in
get to do,
preschool?
they don't get to do that. I have a granddaughter, yes.
And you can't call her a daughter in school.
I can't call her a girl. She was not allowed to say girl or boy in school.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, and then they have gay flags up instead of the American
Yeah, there's nothing
flag,
wrong with the
and
pride flag. W pride flag?
not in the schools.
No, I think it's okay to have a pride flag in schools. All it's showing is acceptance.
Yeah. To each their own, but not in the schools.
What? It's literally a rainbow, and it's just showing like acceptance. That's all it is.
It's not a rainbow.
It is a rainbow.
They totally took that out the minute they claimed the rainbow.
Dude, it's literally
as
a rainbow.
Their mascot.
Yeah, yeah, it's a rainbow. Like,
it's
what's wrong with a
pathetic.
rainbow?
I stopped buying any of my grandkids, anything that has to do with rainbows. It's disgusting. They took the whole meaning of what God meant it to be.
Wait, what's wrong? Oh, so you don't like the rainbows? That
Not
pisses you off, the
anymore.
rainbows? So, okay, again, you wouldn't buy your kid something with a rainbow on it.
No.
You wouldn't?
I haven't.
Okay. So, like, would you let them
Now,
watch
I am
SpongeBob?
asking-
And SpongeBob, they show a rainbow.
No, I don't let them watch SpongeBob.
You wouldn't let them watch SpongeBob? Why not?
They don't watch SpongeBob.
Why not?
I never liked SpongeBob. I don't know why
Why
I
not?
don't like SpongeBob, but never
SpongeBob is
have.
great, dude. What are you talking about?
Well,
Is this the
to
Krusty
each
Krab?
their own.
No, this is Patrick. Okay, come
Oh,
on.
see?
You can't
No,
dislike
I am
SpongeBob.
I
What
am
the
a
heck?
fun grandma, just not with all that.
Woke stuff. Just all the rainbows.
Well, I can't say that I would. If I had to have it in my world, if it had to be in my world, because there was someone in my family that chose to go down that path, I would not condemn
Wait,
them.
people don't
I would
choose to be
support them.
gay. You think people choose to be gay?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so could you choose to be gay?
I could.
You could? You could choose to find women sexually arousing?
Not sexually arousing, no, but I think
so
women
then
are very beautiful.
there's a difference between thinking that women are beautiful and thinking that women are sexually attractive, right? There's a distinction between that. Do you
Yeah.
agree? Okay.
No,
So
I can't-
obviously
I can't do that.
yeah, obviously the reality here is that you are saying that you can't choose your sexuality because you just said that you
No.
can't choose your sexual attraction.
I suppose you can choose your sexual attraction, but you shouldn't give in to it. See, that's stay away from it. That's not what you were meant to do.
What? What
That's
do you
not
mean
how
give
God made
into
you.
it? Okay, so one,
Yeah.
I don't believe in God. Secondly, even
I
if you
know
do
you don't.
consider God to be real, right, from the context of the Bible, there's nothing in the Bible that says that gay marriage is wrong.
Again, I know you know the Bible, so there's no reason for me to even try and debate you. Because you know, even though you don't believe in it, that's how you were raised, so you know the Bible very well. And I respect that from you. So eventually down the line, I really hope that you repent and believe in Jesus Christ, because he will save you. I really work hard on forgiving a lot of people. That's one of my biggest challenges is forgiveness. And I'm working on that. So I'm okay. You shut the F up, buddy. In your chat. In your chat.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Some things catch my eye and some things don't, but anyway.
Wait, I'm sorry. So, like, the point that I would make is that the reason why these situations exist, the woke stuff in schools, the pride flags, is because there's a lot of bullying that happens towards LGBTQ students, and it's
And I don't
trying to
agree with
reduce
that.
that. So, this is
I
just
don't
an
agree with that.
anti-bullying mechanism, right, that's being utilized to increase the amount of acceptance, right? So, that's actually just going to create better conditions for children. and less negative treatment, which
Then they
would be
should
something that
explain.
you would
Then
agree
they should
with.
explain it differently. Then they should explain it differently.
You know that Christians can still support the pride flag, right?
Sure. And I do, Parker. I have no problem with people choosing who they love and who they don't love, who they want to be and who they don't want to be. I just don't feel until you are old enough to make the correct decision that you should jump right in and say, here, this is what I am.
I'm sorry. So like so you're not able to determine who you are when you're a kid?
Not really.
Really? So like when I was 10 years
You're
old,
gonna think F God. You're gonna think F God, Mr. Man, when he comes and gets you, buddy.
What
Mock him some more. One of your people in the comments said F God. He'll think. Or she'll think. It's all right. Go ahead. You'll see. And if you start getting sick,
Did you just like threaten someone with hell?
No, I didn't say hell.
Okay. You said when he's gonna come get you.
Well, that's not hell.
Then what is it?
I don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to God.
Okay.
Yeah.
But look what you just caused. Look what you just caused. Now look at the chat.
Yeah, see? They're horrible. Yes, please, give him more money. Yeah. See, Parker, I'm getting you more dough, buddy. Not that you need it.
Well, Keenan, thank you
Hey,
so much for
what
the
happened to
$25. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is true. Thank you so much,
right
Keenan.
on. Give him
Lucas,
50
thank you so
while
much for the
you're at it,
$2. Thank you.
idiots.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the $10. Thank you. And this year, thank you so much for the
Yeah.
dollar. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And that's so crazy. That's so crazy.
I feel that I'm a very supportive person in a lot of, like, I support you, Parker, in your choices and your beliefs. I don't condemn you for your beliefs. That's your beliefs. That's your
But
right.
you said I was the reason why you voted Trump.
You are, and I appreciate you.
Dude, I don't
really
even think
do.
that's true.
You're the best. You are. And then then after I started listening to you, and these are facts, I said, man, I just can't deal with Parker right now, right? So I went over to the YouTube and I came across Charlie Kirk.
Oh my god. Oh fucking hell.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, dude.
Yeah. Oh boy, Charlie Kirk.
Tawny,
was
thank you for
all
the
that.
$6.66. Thank you so much, Tawny.
Charlie Kirk was everything. He was everything. I had to give you up for Charlie, man. I did. I had to give you up for Charlie. But you know you were very sad when Charlie got assassinated. You know you were. I seen you.
Riley, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you.
Parker did not cook Charlie.
Yeah, I did.
He wanted to.
I did.
Oh, you
Name one
didn't.
point that Charlie beat me on.
He got you.
Name
He
one
said
point
you
he
were
beat
thirsty.
me on.
You kept following him. You were trolling him. In
Yeah, of course I was
person.
trolling him. Would you like?
That's okay. That's respect.
No, that's just
That's
because you wouldn't
respect.
debate us. So of course I'm going to troll him because he won't debate us. No, the point would be is that
Well,
like
now
what
we
did he
can.
beat me on? Name one point he beat me on. I actually don't think there's a single point he beat me on.
I never watched you guys battle it.
Oh,
he
you haven't
really
seen the
didn't
Jubilee
talk to you
debate?
a long. Yeah, I don't think he really talked to you a long time, did he? I mean,
I talked to him on like 4 or 5 separate occasions at that Jubilee, like in little like sort
Really?
of clippets.
Which
We didn't get
Jubilee?
like a
'Cause I
long
will
form
watch it.
debate. What's up?
I'll watch that Jubilee.
Yeah,
'cause
just look up
I
Charlie Kirk
like
versus
when you and
Parker
him-
Jubilee.
Okay, I will. But I wanted him to battle you. I really did. I wish he would have.
Yeah, I mean, if he could have said that he debated me already on some occasions, which would be true, but I would like a long form conversation. But he never debated Dean. I don't
Oh,
know why he
yeah.
didn't. There was so many videos and views that I think he didn't do so because he thought that we would gain too much popularity.
And that could be true. That could be true. He's I miss him, but it was because of you opening my eyes to the political world. But it was because of Charlie that I really liked his views and his points. He had the same values, the same everything that I had. that I have.
Okay, I don't think he has the same. I think you would definitely disagree with him on plenty of occasions. But the point that I would make here, like, do you think that women should
No?
submit to their husbands?
Yes,
You do?
I do.
Okay, but do you think that every other woman should act the same?
They won't, but they should, because it's not giving up their freedom. It's not giving up anything.
It does
about
sound like you're
them.
giving up. What does submit mean?
If submit is to let your man be the leader, let him be the man of the house.
Don't you both make determinations
him-
together on what you should do?
We talk about it.
That's
But
quite literally.
If he, honestly, I've been married 39 years, and I always talk with my husband about everything that we do or we don't do or what we're going to do. And if he absolutely says no, then the answer's no.
And if you absolutely say no, is the answer no?
We don't have that kind of a relationship. Because he doesn't really ask for much. So if he says he wants to do it and I don't want to do it, I will do it because he doesn't ask for much.
You
So I
no,
guess that is
even if you
submitting.
don't want to do it at all. Like if you absolutely don't want to do something, you'll still do it?
Then I'm just being selfish.
What?
Yeah, I'm just being selfish and wanting it all my own way. And that's not how you're supposed
Like
to have
let's say you're
marriage.
fearful of going going to an amusement park. And you absolutely
Okay.
will not go to an amusement park. Would you do it if he wanted you to?
No. And he wouldn't go either.
Okay. Okay, well then the idea is that then absolutely, right? If you say no, then that still is the determination of how you do things, right?
Yeah. I mean, but as far as submitting, I don't. I've got the pretty. Well, I'm pretty old. I think that women should be able to be their self, but I don't. I don't pay any of our bills. I pay nothing of our bills, Parker.
That doesn't
is
mean
on
that you have
him.
to submit.
He's the man of the
determine
house.
things. You determine things together.
Yeah, he pays all
You're
the
a
bills.
partnership, right?
I pay nothing. Yes,
So?
we're a partnership. But if he needs help, if there's a time where he needs help and he needs assistance, I'm his helper. I will jump in and
Wait, the
let
same
me
thing is
help
true
you.
both ways, right? Like in a partnership, if someone needs help, the other person will typically help.
Yes, they should, yes.
Yeah,
But I
that's just
believe
what
that
you
the
do in a
woman
partnership.
the woman should submit to him as far as not fighting him on everything. But I don't think a woman has to give up her independence, if you will.
Yeah, no, wait,
With
no.
the lack of
A man shouldn't fight the woman that he's with on everything either, right? Like you don't fight someone on
Yeah,
everything,
no, he
but
shouldn't.
you disagree
Mm-mm.
when it's reasonable to, and when there are situations in which
Yes.
happen. You don't fight every single one like every single time,
That
every single thing something
that's
happens.
exactly
No one does that.
that's exactly what I'm saying. That when a woman submits to her husband, that doesn't mean she's giving up her rights.
Okay, when I don't think that like in the notion that you're using of submit, you're at least making some sort of determination that the determination, at least the final decision, is made by the man. And the reality of the matter is that in a relationship, you make these determinations together, or at least it should be that way. And if it's not that way, then there's definitely an issue with how the situation is set up, because then it's not respecting the autonomy of the other individual in that context.
Yeah,
Someone can
and I
choose
don't
to do
feel
something without it being like just their
a
determination,
big.
right? It's
Right.
both sides
I
get the
agree.
final say on whether or not they do something, right? You could say
Uh-huh.
that like there could be a scenario where I'm like, I don't specifically know what food I want, but if my girlfriend picks a
Right.
certain thing to eat in terms of whatever, like I'd be down with that.
Then
That
right.
would be like an example of something where like again, you had the final say still to do it, but you just didn't really have a thing that you specifically wanted to do in terms of that was outlined, and the other person made the determination. Now that you still had the
Yes.
final decision on whether or not you wanted to go, right?
So then, in your definition, what does submit mean to you?
Yeah, so I don't think that we would be submitting to our partners in this context. I think submit is essentially saying that you let the other person always make the determinations for you.
Oh yeah, that can't happen, Parker. Then
Yeah,
I
so I
guess
mean, like, what do you mean by submit then?
I, geez, I think that submit is just being a team in a marriage anyway. In the covenant of marriage, I mean, my husband and I have been through some really tough times.
Wait, so then does he
But
submit to you?
he does.
Okay.
He does. He goes along with pretty much a lot of what I suggest. But to be really honest with you, women are pretty manipulative. And
I think both men and women can be manipulative. I don't think there's any better reason to believe that women are more manipulative.
well, we're pretty good at it because I could actually want to do something, but if I put it in a question form to where, do you think that would be a good idea though? I'm not really sure if that'd be a good idea. I was just wondering what your thoughts are. And then he would tell me his thoughts and his views. And I said, but is it a good idea? And he says, I think it'd be a good idea. So I still got my way, right? But it was
That's not
him that made the
manipulation.
decision.
Wait, you think that's manipulation?
Yes.
How is it manipulation for you to bring something up in a question-based format?
Because I
Isn't
know
that
he
just
would say no to it. I know he would say no to it.
He did say yes to it though.
Yeah,
That's
because I
literally
made
just
it all his.
communicating. That's
Because I made it his decision. I didn't make the decision.
that doesn't mean that you engaged in manipulation.
So I could get my way.
No, that
So
just
I could get my way. Why do you
that's
think?
expressing an opinion is not manipulation. You know that, right?
It wasn't really an opinion. It was what I wanted. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get what I want.
Okay, I think that's a crazy thing to say. Obviously, you wouldn't do anything to get what you want.
Well, probably not. I'm they're right. Everybody in your feed is right. I am old. There's a lot of times that I don't make sense of what I'm saying to a lot of these young people, and that's okay because that's just the way it goes. But one thing that someone don't do, and I will not tolerate it, is to talk about Jesus Christ in a negative fashion.
Okay, then can I ask you this question? Who do you think Jesus would have voted for? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Well, I feel that he wanted Donald Trump to be president.
Do you think he saved Donald Trump from being assassinated?
I do.
So did he
do.
misdirect the bullet?
I think I feel that he saved Donald Trump to be his vessel to do what he needed to get done.
So
And to be honest,
if he redirected the bullet, then he murdered the firefighter?
he didn't murder him. He
Yeah,
was,
the bullet hit a firefighter and murdered them.
I understand that. He didn't murder him. That's
If
just
if
the
God
way it was
redirected
supposed
the
to
bullet,
be.
why didn't he redirect the bullet into the ground?
Well, because that's not where the bullet was going. He just kind of moved his head a little, and there it went.
Okay, so he moved Trump's head. If he moved Trump's head, why couldn't he move the bullet?
You know, the bullet was already going. That was just the plan of Jesus. That
And
was
wait, by the
just
way, he took
plan.
over Trump's free will?
No, I think he's more guiding him into. Honestly, I think that Trump is just kind of setting up what needs to be done because of the end of the world.
What? You think the end of the
Yeah,
world's
I
coming?
think, after Trump is done, yes.
After Trump is out of office, the end of the world happens.
Uh-huh. Well, it will start. It will be
Okay,
all
how long
chaos.
is the end of the world going to
Do
take?
you know 7 years?
7 years. Okay, so here 2036.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 years from now, the world will end. That's your prediction?
Sooner, probably.
The
Yeah.
rapture's in 10 years, chat.
I didn't say 10. I said 7.
And you said 7 years from the end of Trump's administration.
No, no, no. 3.5 is halfway through the end of the world. Trump is just setting it all up. Do you know that the Islamis, the Somalians, are part of the Bible? They're supposed to be part of the Bible. You know that, Parker.
Wait, so no Muslims, and then you tried to say Somali individuals. So are you referencing Muslims or Somali individuals?
Well, aren't they one and the same?
No.
They're from the East. Well, who
Wait,
was
not all,
Abraham's
not
son?
all, not all people who are Somali
Knowing the Bible the
are
way
Muslim.
you do, knowing the Bible the way that you do, who were Abraham's sons?
Abraham's sons. I don't remember the names off the top of my head.
Isaac
Mm-hmm.
and Ishmael.
Ishmael. Mm-hmm. I remember now.
And
Sorry, you
do you
jogged my
remember
memory.
Do you remember how they came to be?
No, I
And I
don't.
only know this because I've been studying a little bit, very little bit, is because Abraham's wife, she was barren. She couldn't bear a child. She couldn't have any child. She was getting older. She was getting nervous. So they had a slave woman, an Egyptian slave woman, and he says, hey, why don't you have a baby with her so I could have my child, before it's too late. So she had the baby. She had a little boy named Ishman or whatever. And before she knew it, and God told her to be patient, and she wasn't. And then she ended up pregnant with Isaac. Well, the little boy, Ishmael, started not being very nice to Isaac. So she told Abraham to get rid of the mother and the boy. And when they left, God told the girl that you'll be okay. Everything's going to be fine. I don't know what else he said, but that you'll be part of it. Don't laugh, Parker. You know this. And that's why the Islamis are here. That's why I'm not complaining about it.
The Muslims? Why do you say
Yeah, the Muslims.
Islamis?
I don't know. Instead of saying what the F, why don't you go do your research, boys and girls in the chat?
I bet they have to some degree. Now, let's get us back on topic here.
Okay.
You wouldn't ever support someone who talks so poorly about another person, right?
No, I didn't say that.
You did say earlier that it was because we talk so poorly about Trump that you were going to like.
Well, no, you said no. It wasn't because you said it. It's because I couldn't understand how some one person could be so much of the things that you said.
Yeah, so why does he say that about like Antifa? Are you Antifa?
I can't control what he says.
Are you
I can't control
Antifa?
what he says. I'm not.
Why not? Are you neutral or pro-fascism?
There you are using those words. I don't know. Fascism. Honestly, I have not heard of. I have learned so many words since listening to these politics that I'm crazy.
So, do you know what fascism is?
Not really.
Okay. So fascism is essentially the political ideology that was utilized by Mussolini, Hitler, like Franco.
Okay, then that would be no.
Yeah. So to clarify, Donald Trump is calling people who are Antifa anti-fascist.
Well, honestly, sometimes I think, like I wrote a letter to Donald Trump. I really have, because I don't believe in some of the things that he does, because I don't think he should be so mean. I don't think he should be so hateful to people, because he could get his point across without being so mean. He'd probably actually gain some voters if he wouldn't be such a jerk.
Yeah, that's a genuine point there. Like, we don't disagree with you there. But it's a little more than
because-
just that.
just
And, like,
because
shouldn't you say that as a
just
reason as to
because
why
I
you don't
voted-
support him?
But that's what I was just going to say. Just because I don't feel that he is that he feels he's a jerk to people. Because they don't believe in everything that he believes in. That's not okay. They should be able to believe in what they believe in. So I'm not going to dislike him because if they don't agree with him, he thinks he needs to call them names. That's just who he is. Do I like it? No, I don't.
But like, why do you support him still?
Just because of the things that he's going to be able to do for my family. That's
Okay.
all.
Can I ask you a question? Is there anything Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
Yeah. He could let out P. Diddy.
So if he let out P. Diddy, you would stop supporting him?
Yes.
You know he has talked about that, right?
I know he has. And if he does, I'm done. P. Diddy's absolutely disgusting. And the reason I say that P. Diddy's absolutely disgusting and I don't have a view on Epstein, I wasn't even in
How do you feel
the
about Trump saying that he was half innocent?
That's just ridiculous. You're either innocent or you're not.
So
There's no
how
such
do you
thing
how
as
do you
I'm
feel that he
half
said that he's
innocent.
half innocent?
Well, that's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, but that's what he said.
I understand, but no, I didn't say I love Trump. I've never said I love Trump. Get that out of your head. I love Jesus Christ.
So
No, Trump is not the same as P. Diddy. Get that out of your head too.
didn't Trump say that Diddy was a great guy and that he's gonna stand up for Diddy?
Then he could stand up to Diddy and he'll stand up without my support.
Listen to this. Oh, actually, the video doesn't exist anymore, man. Hold up. Listen to this.
And I've said it. If he lets out P. Diddy on a pardon, I'm done.
Working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
He expects.
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
wow. I
don't
think
know.
he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
But I have to.
Go ahead. He could stick up for him all day. I'm
Working.
I seen what he done to Justin Bieber. He destroyed him.
Wait, I'm sorry. So again, then why are you standing up for Trump saying this?
I just told you why, because he's doing some things that will benefit my family.
Like
I
what?
don't
Like
have
what?
to
Let's
ever
be specific.
I don't ever have to be in Trump's world. I'll never be in Trump's world.
Okay,
So I
so
don't
then
have to worry
what
about
what
any
is
of that.
Trump doing to help you?
Well, I'm hoping he's going to change the education, make groceries better, give us better economy so that we can actually survive in this world without having to live paycheck to paycheck. But honestly, that really doesn't have a lot to do with Trump because that has to do with our state's government, and our state government sucks. So I'm not going to blame that on Trump. He's doing everything he can, but it's our state that's holding it back. It's just ridiculous. But he's getting rid of all the extra money that doesn't. And I feel the people that he got rid of, all those people he got rid of in the government, he should apply that to building a bigger immigration department, getting people in and out of bringing them in and getting them vetted quicker. If you saved all that money from getting rid of all those people, then utilize that money and put it towards a better and bigger immigration so that the good people that really do want a nicer life, I don't know how, right now.
The
how they feel
Democrats
all
support
about
that
it,
policy.
but-
That's a Democratic policy for you to want the legal immigration process to go quicker. Secondly, you said you wanted groceries to be better. Actually, groceries are more expensive since Trump got in office. And actually, I wouldn't say the economy's better off as well. We've actually seen the unemployment
That
get
takes
worse off
time.
since Trump's got in office. We've seen the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years.
You've heard of the expression, it has to get worse before it can get better. You know, like when you have a bruise, a black eye, and then before it's gone, it gets really, really bad. And people are like, dang, dude, what happened to you? Oh, it's almost gone, but it looks worse than it did at the beginning. That's kind of how it is with the economy. It's got to get bad before it gets better.
Yeah. So again, why? One, and two, how do you know that it's going to get better?
I just have faith. What are you doing? I seen you holding that up before. Is it my time to go? That's fine.
No, no. It just means that you believe it based upon a trust me, bro. Did you get it? It says trust me, bro.
Oh, it trust me, bro. I didn't.
And
say
then like
trust me,
it's
bro.
blank.
I would never ask anybody to believe in my beliefs if that's not what they believe in. I just have to go how I feel, and I feel pretty optimistic. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I don't have. You're just a young man, Parker. You have a lot of life ahead of you. I don't. I don't have a lot of life ahead of me, but what I do have left.
Well, I would at least hope you do, because my parents are older than you.
Well, that's nice. And you know what? Your parents are going to be good because they do believe in Jesus.
Okay, so well, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that that's gonna do anything, but like, what's your point with that?
That's okay. That's okay. Well, your parents will be around. Your parents will be around, and as long as you don't mock God, Parker, you'll be okay too.
Oh
You
shit!
don't
So
have
I'm
to
fucked.
believe in Him. No, you don't have to believe in Him, but eventually you will. You'll see the light. I have faith in you. I do.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you think I'm going to heaven?
Not right now.
Would you support me going to hell?
I would be so very sad because I think you're a really great person. I don't think people like you I don't think people like you belong in hell, but if you're going against Jesus Christ, that's something you can't do. You know?
So would you say overall that it'd be good that I went to hell if God did
No.
that?
God wouldn't do it, Parker. You did it.
What? No, it's God created hell, right?
Yeah, but you would do it because you're the one that makes the choice.
So if I didn't believe in Jesus my whole life, I die. Still don't believe in Jesus, right? But I'm being sent
You're
there.
going to hell.
Okay. But what if I was like, oh, I don't want to be here?
Too bad. You're not even going to have to interact with God, actually. If you go to hell, you will never interact with God, ever.
Okay,
Ever.
you said too bad, but what I wanted to go to heaven. I just didn't know that God
then you should have
existed.
then you should have changed your ways.
You mean believed it without any evidence?
What evidence do you need? He walked on earth. That's why I think and I'll
We
tell
don't
you
have
this.
evidence that he
Listen,
even did that, actually.
listen, he did.
No,
Jesus walked
no.
on
Let me
earth.
clarify. No, I believe Jesus existed, but I meant like we don't have any evidence that as a God that he existed. That's what I was essentially trying to argue. I believe Jesus existed and died on the cross, but I don't believe he resurrected
God
from the
is
dead.
one. God is one. God is one. He is the Trinity. He created Jesus in his image. He is God. He is one.
Okay, so I have a question. You think Jesus Christ is God, correct? He's 100%
They
God?
are one. They are one.
Is Jesus Christ 100% God?
He is the reflection of Jesus of God.
So is Jesus Christ 100% God?
He is Parker. He is the creation of man.
So
When God
Jesus is
created
not 100%
Jesus,
God?
Jesus is his son. He created, let's see.
So Jesus Christ is not king? He's the son of the king?
He is the son of the king.
So Jesus Christ is not
He
king.
is the image. He is one and the same.
So is Jesus Christ king?
Jesus Christ is not king. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He is the image. He is the image of God. He is the image.
Did you actually say Jesus Christ is not king?
He is the King of Kings, but he is the image. God created him as
So
his
Jesus
image
is the king.
in a human form.
So he is 100% God.
Parker, I'm not debating you on this because I'm not a good debater in the Bible stuff. You know that. I'm barely learning this.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know, the point that I was trying to make is that Jesus Christ is considered, under your view, 100% God. God the Father is considered 100% God, but there's differences between Jesus and God the Father. So it can't be the case that they're 100% God in both scenarios.
He is the human version.
Yeah, so partially God and partially human.
Well, that's like saying you're partially your mom and partially your dad. You're
No,
their
because I have my
image.
own unique DNA.
Yes.
But I am partially my father's offspring and my mother's offspring.
Uh-huh. So you are their version of them.
What?
When people see you, they say, "Oh, Parker, you look so much like your dad. Oh, today you look so much like your mom."
Looking like...
Have they?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm confused
You
what your
have so
point is.
many of your mom's qualities, so many of your dad's qualities. You know, just think about it. That's just how it is with Jesus. God put Jesus in charge. Nobody can go to heaven without going through Jesus. God put him in charge.
Okay, so Jesus is not God.
He put him in charge. He is almighty right now.
So Jesus
Cannot
is...
go
So I'm asking a question. Is Jesus God?
in a form, yes. In the form of a human, yes.
So he is God, correct?
In the form of a human, the best of my knowledge.
Okay, so part of God. Okay, well, we don't have to go through this.
Christians that are on here, all of you Christians that are on here that are talking crap, who cares? You learn at your pace, I learn at mine. You believe what you believe, I believe what I. How about that? That's all of you in the chat. Now start giving Parker some money.
Why are you asking them to give me money now?
Because they're all jerks and they won't.
What? Why are you saying people are
That's
jerks
right.
if they don't give me money?
Because they're trying to talk crap to me, so then give it to Parker because he earned it. There you go, Parker. See?
I'm not understanding your reasoning there.
$25, $50.
Danielle,
I dare
thank you so
any
much
of
for
you
the
to give them
$25 on
$100.
Venmo. Thank you. William, thank you so much for the $25 as well. Thank you. Dorian, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much. Gene with the $20. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know. Today's been kind of crazy. Tom, thank you so much for the $5. And Amy, thank you for the
They
$5.
just sit there in the chat and talk crap.
Federal, thank you for the $2,
None of
as
them
well as Tamela, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I
Thank
did
you.
too take my medication.
I totally agree. Tamela said that Jesus is opposite of everything of what you're arguing.
Okay, well that's nice.
Do you
Good
think?
old girl.
I have a question. Do you think Jesus would support cutting children off of free school lunch and breakfast, to the tune of 420,000 children on average every month? Because the big beautiful bill did that. And Valkyrie, thank you for the $6.66.
Yeah, I want to go to bed. I'm tired. You're getting me sick over there.
How so?
No, not you, Parker. You're dumb. See, I knew they wouldn't give you $100. They just talk crap sitting in the chat.
What are you doing?
None
Debate
of
me.
them.
Debate me. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to focus on the chat. You can actually hold down on the screen, and you can turn the chat off by clicking clear display.
No, I like it. They're a bunch of
Okay.
clowns.
Okay, Rachel, thank you for the dinosaur.
Ooh.
Ike, thank you so much. Really
How
appreciate
much
the
is that
$20
one?
for Satan is love is crazy. Thank you.
How
Tish,
much
thank
is
you the
that
$5.
dinosaur worth?
What's up?
Hey, if you all think I'm a dinosaur, give him a dinosaur. If you think I'm a dinosaur and don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Can you tell me why you support Trump? Let's go through that. Go back to it. Like let's go back to that. Like you said, bigger immigration department. You want there to be a quicker legal immigration process. You want the economy
Yeah.
to be better off, and you want schools and education to be better. I think that Trump makes all of
Yes.
those things worse, and I think that Democrats make all of those things better. Right?
I-
Democrats are focused
I
on.
hope-
Go ahead.
I hope he doesn't. I hope the things that he put into play, as far as putting it back on the state, I hope that's going to make it better. But having the government, the federal government, be in charge of each individual state is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Alexa, think of the dinosaur. So you're saying that you're
thanks,
saying
Alexia, for that dinosaur. Woohoo!
so you're saying that because there is federal determinations on how education should operate, I think that's a good thing to ensure educational rights for children across all states. And Joanna, think of the
Yes,
$25. Thank
absolutely.
you so much. They said I didn't talk
Yes,
crap, but I'm still a
25.
jerk. I'm pro Satan. They said.
We still need to get him $100 there, people.
Okay. Just give me an actual response. DJ, thank you so much for the $9.99. Thank you.
I don't have a sponsor. You want to be my sponsor?
Nope.
Not you, Parker. I wouldn't mind you as a sponsor. You're a pretty cool dude. But I didn't have anything to do this morning, Parker, because football's not on yet.
It's Saturday, right?
Parker, I think you'd
Or
be
Sunday,
good for
fuck.
president. I
Yeah,
think you'd
football's
be good
not
for
on yet. It
president.
is early. That's true. You think I'd be a good
Lonely
president?
garlic.
Parker for president?
Ah, lonely garlic.
Wait,
No
who would you
wonder you're
support?
called
Who would you
lonely
support for
garlic.
president? Would you vote for me or Trump?
It depends what your policies were.
Okay. Well, policies. So, I mean, what do you mean depends? Like, you know what my policies are, right?
Well, they could change by the time you're old enough to be president.
Say I was running right now and I had the ability to run right now. Would you vote for me over Donald Trump?
It just depends. Well, you have a lot that you believe in that I don't, and that's kind of putting the wokeness in the forefront, and I don't believe in that.
So, what wokeness do I believe in that's bad?
Well, you believe that flag should be in the schools and not the American flag.
I never said no American flag. I just said that it's okay for there to be a pride flag as well. What's wrong with a rainbow flag?
There's nothing wrong with it if it's done correctly.
Push the dinosaur, thank you.
Yeah, give him some more dinosaurs. How much is that dinosaur worth anyway? $2?
I'm not quite sure. Probably.
Well, tell him if it's only worth $2, you're cheap.
Mr. Pink, think of the dinosaur. You just told them to send dinosaurs.
I know they're saying I'm old, but then I'm getting expensive now. Hey, anybody who gives Parker $200,
Okay.
I'll get off his chat. If you give him $200, I'll get off his chat.
I was about to
right
say
now.
that's not going to happen, but then you said that, so that actually might happen, to be totally honest with you.
No, it
That's
won't.
actually likely
No, it won't.
possible.
No, it isn't. Nobody's going to give you $200. If they do, I'm not pimping him. I'm just saying pay for his time, you rip-offs.
You rip. They're not ripping me off. I do this for them to have access to for free. I'm not saying anyone has to pay me. That's the point of
No,
this
they
live
don't
stream
have
is
to.
to be able to
And-
provide
and they
free
won't.
access to
And
it.
they won't
And then if
pay
people
you.
want to support, they can. There's no.
They
I don't know. I don't know why you're like saying you
okay,
have to
it's fine.
support.
Well, give him $200. I'll go bye-bye.
Okay. Well, until that happens, right? You got to tell me what
Sorry,
wokeness is.
Parker. Sorry, Parker, I'm broke. That's
Okay,
the
come
name
on.
of your
Don't
life
do that.
story.
Don't do that. Can you tell me?
Anyways,
Can you tell me why? Tell me what wokeness is? Define that. Because right now, all you've said is that I
Well,
believe that,
also,
there
too-
should be pride flags.
Don't encourage if a child is born a boy or if a child is born a girl, then let him be that.
Push the dinosaur EV. Okay.
Let
So,
him
I
be
mean,
that.
yeah, let them figure it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Until they're
leave it to the kids.
18,
Don't force a
they can-
particular identity on them, right?
No, let them get educated by their parents, not the school.
There are some
We're
things
not
that are taught
paying
by the
for
school.
them. Well, yeah, when they're going into the junior high.
Hey, bye. I'm sorry. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
Michael, thank you for the $200 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Michael in the comment section right now for the $200 on PayPal? Thank you so much, Michael. Holy shit. Michael, thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Michael in the comment section right now? Holy shit, Michael. Thank you. Oh my God. As well as Brandon with the $200. And I knew that people wanted her out. Brandon, thank you for the $200 as well. Can we get some W's for Brandon in the comment section as well? Brandon, thank you so much. And Michael for the $200. W for Brandon and Michael. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Thank you. Heather as well. Thank you for the $20. And Lola, thank you for the $20 as well. W's for Brandon and Michael in the comment section right now. Holy shit. Thank you so much. They said, okay, bye. Yeah. That's so funny, dude. That's so funny. Let's go to the next individual, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. Listen to the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? I'm 18.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yep, I do.
Okay, and what's your birth year? I can't hear when you swipe out of the app.
2007.
Okay, and 2007, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
I vote for Trump.
Okay, why do you support Donald Trump?
I just think he's a lot better than every other presidential candidate he's went against.
Such as, and why?
He's just made this country a lot better.
How so?
Crime rates down, prices are lower, education's better.
What else?
I don't think we should have immigrants in this country.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a few things I have to address here. Trump didn't do anything to reduce the crime. I mean, he's literally released criminals into our country, such as those that have assaulted police officers on January 6th. He's pardoned them and called them patriots. But also, he did nothing to reduce crime. He's also a convicted criminal himself. He's also violating the law right now and not releasing the Epstein files and all the explanations for the redactions. And then also, prices are higher, and you have no evidence that education is better off because of Trump.
All right.
Yeah, where did you get that prices across the board are lower? What magical place do you live in?
They're slower.
Really?
Yep.
And you're 18, right? Do you still live at home?
Yep.
Do you pay for groceries?
Yep.
Really? Then you've seen
Yep.
the prices go up.
They went down.
No, they didn't. You can look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It indicates prices have gone up.
All right.
Okay. So then why don't you accept that?
It's just not true. I mean,
It is.
when Biden was in office, they went up and they started to drop.
You said when Biden's in office, the prices went up. They have not dropped since Biden got in office. Inflation has reduced, but that does not mean prices have reduced, because inflation is just the rate of increase in pricing. So if the rate of increase in pricing goes down, that's called disinflation, not deflation, right? Which would be a reduction in the prices.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not prices going down. That's just the rate of prices going up becoming slower, which hasn't even necessarily happened. We've stayed around 3%.
Mm.
Is there anything else you want to say as a reason as to why you support Trump, or?
I support that he doesn't support LGBTQ.
Okay, and why do you think that's a good thing? What's wrong with gay people?
I mean, you were saying pride flags in schools, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with the pride flag in the school?
So you want little kids to just learn about that?
Yeah, acceptance. Yeah, I want little kids to learn acceptance. Yeah.
Yeah, you think that's okay?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Do you think the rainbows are scary?
I mean, I just don't think that they should be there while they're learning.
Why? What's wrong with them?
I mean,
literally a rainbow.
Yeah, but it's teaching them about transgender and all that.
Again, there's nothing wrong with trans people, and the pride flag, well, it's just for acceptance. It's a rainbow.
Yeah, but you just want little kids just trans and all that, and
we're not trying
marriage.
We're not trying to push kids to be trans.
Pride flag, you kind of are.
No, we're not. That's not what a pride flag. A pride flag is just acceptance for people who are.
Yeah, but that's teaching them that it's okay.
Yeah, and what's wrong with being gay?
I mean, it's just pretty weird to me, I'd say.
And why?
I mean, you're pretty gay.
Yeah, just saying that it's gay is trivial. Being gay is gay. Yeah. So what's weird about that?
It's pretty gay, and I mean...
Wow, dude. Insightful.
Yeah.
Being gay? That's pretty gay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so can you tell me what's weird about that?
Just guys dating guys, I mean...
And why is that weird?
Guys are supposed to be marrying girls, and
why?
Because that's what it says.
That's what it says where?
Everywhere.
No, everywhere does not say that.
I'm pretty sure it does.
No.
Yeah.
You think every book says that? You think every person says that? No, I don't.
Every right book, yeah.
Okay, then it's just you designated it as right. So whatever you feel like is the case. So feelings over facts?
It's fact.
Nope, that was just your feeling. Would you like to actually provide a fact?
Yeah, I can provide facts.
No, you can't? You have the inability to do that?
No, I can provide facts.
We're waiting. Go for it.
All right, what do you want me to talk a fact about?
I just asked you. Right? Do you have any evidence or reason to believe that it's wrong to be gay? And you don't. Surprise.
Yeah, I do. I actually do.
Then go for it.
It's just like pretty weird to be gay.
You just restated the same point you already said. Why?
I mean, everything I say is right, so.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question then? How many branches of government are there?
3.
What are they?
Legislative, executive, and what's the third one? Legislative, executive, and judicial.
Can you name the 2 main aspects of the legislative branch?
Yeah, they make the laws, and they have like the House of Representatives, Senate, Congress.
Okay. You did kind of get it. You did kind of get it. How about this?
I'm smart, man.
How about this?
I'm always right.
What is 8 squared?
8 squared, 64.
Okay. How many in a shape that has 5 sides? What is it called?
Yep, that's a pentagon. Dude, I'm smart, bro. Keep asking me these questions. Let's go. Let's go.
Wow, dude, I can't believe he's actually answered these questions. This is crazy.
Yeah, keep going.
In what temperature for Fahrenheit is boiling level?
Okay. Well, I know freezing's 32. Boiling. Oh, I did learn about this. Boiling. Ah. Boiling, man. I think it's 212. Yeah,
You
yeah,
looked that
212.
up. You totally looked that up.
No, man, I'm on my phone. I didn't look it up. I'm
Or
watching this
you looked
football
at
right now.
either you looked it up or looked at the chat. You did not know that. Bullshit. Now, again, the point that I was trying to make is that you would say things that are wrong, right? You have in this live stream said things that are wrong. I don't know why you're acting like everything you say is right. Now respond. You said that it's weird. Why do you think it's weird? Do you have any actual argument?
I mean, you think so? You think a guy marrying a guy, that's okay, right? You think that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how are they gonna have a baby?
IVF or adoption.
IVF? Adoption, okay. So, what happens if the whole world turns gay? What's gonna happen then?
We'd still be able to produce children through IVF.
Oh yeah, is that okay?
But we're not going to just turn gay. That's not how it works.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay.
What do you think it's like contagious or something?
I mean, it's starting to look like it.
It's starting to look like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gay people now.
So, yeah, that doesn't mean it's contagious, genius.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Is that really the best you had to say there?
I mean, maybe.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go into the next person.
Follow me on Instagram, ReedCarlson28. Add me on Snapchat.
Reed, that was so embarrassing. What are you doing? No one's doing that. Seriously, no one's doing that. Why the hell did you do that? How corny are you?
I was trying to get some followers, bro.
Yeah, and you think anyone's gonna follow you?
Well, we'll see.
Let's go to the next individual. Ivy, thank you so much for the $20.26. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Doria, thank you so much for the $5. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Benjamin, thank you so much for the $2 as well. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We're getting some interesting guests today. It's been pretty wild all day, I feel like. I do have some people to thank on YouTube as well. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. He's like 1v1ing on Fortnite. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, I'm 26.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Somewhat. I'm kind of 50-50.
If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Honestly, I feel like I would like to vote for the Republican Party, but Donald Trump isn't a great president, so I have to say Kamala.
Okay. Kamala, and I do think that they were a child anyway. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join up. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, Parker, come to.
Drishti, thank you so much. Really appreciate the dollar. Thank you. They said go Lions. I appreciate it very much. Virginia, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $20 or 28 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I totally get you on that one. I totally get you on that one. I'm the same way. MM as well. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, base. Oh, that is base. W Michaels. W Michaels. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's so kind of you, though. Seriously. We have two Michaels. W Michaels. Michael is a very common name. I'm pretty sure it's one of the most common names, actually. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, do give it a second. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen.
WD-40.
Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join up. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes, everyone. It helps get it out to more people. How many likes are we currently at if you're on the YouTube stream? Let me know. Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm Nanton.
Do you support Donald Trump? You're
Nigger,
disgusting.
nigger.
So disgusting. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 46.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
1976, you fucking nigger. I like raping babies.
You're so disgusting. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I do it 61 years old.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
I vote for Donald Trump again.
You'd vote for Donald Trump? Have I
Yes.
talked to you recently?
No, never talk to me.
Oh, okay. For sure. I have a few people to thank, and then we can move on to our conversation. Ariana, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. I definitely would have if I could. Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Amy, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. I will, honestly. Alrighty. Why do you support Donald Trump?
I think nobody understands Donald Trump. In my opinion, he's coming to the power to show everything negative in the White House. Example, he go to Venezuela with no authorization for the Congress. Nothing happened to him. He support complete illegal process to take out immigrants in the country. Nothing happened to him. So that's proof the government is broken. When he cut the tax to the billionaire, what he doing, he put the country in very dangerous situation for the debt is coming high very quickly. So the economy be destroyed. And now he got the opportunity to create something new. That is the reason you don't understand Donald Trump.
Wait, so it sounded like you don't like Donald Trump, and you were trying to say that he wasn't held accountable for him breaking the law, which would just be an issue with Congress, and Republicans are the ones that mostly control Congress. So that's the reason why we can't impeach them. Now, if we elect enough people here in 2026 who are Democratic, we might have the ability to impeach him.
But you don't understand when the Congress don't do nothing is because the senators and the representative is already the prostitute for the big corporation. Because the big
No, it's just because, actually, it's because of their loyalty to Trump.
No,
And
it's
then also,
loyalty
it
for the
really
big
does not
corporation.
sound like you support Trump. So I'm going to go on to the next person. I don't think that person supports Trump at all. Sounds like they were anti-MAGA, but they were just trying to claim that to stay on the live. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alright, let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join up, everyone. Do give it a second for people to join up. Today has been a bit wild.
Let me get in here.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 20. I didn't mean to, bro. Have a good day.
Oh, you too, you too. Let's go on the next individual. Do give it a second for people to join up.
What?
Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 47.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump. I hate Kamala, that stupid bitch.
What the fuck? Why would you refer to her that way?
I mean, why not? She is one.
Okay, that's disgusting, honestly. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, it's about you.
I am 42.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, and if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, for sure. I have a few people to thank here on YouTube real quick, and then we can move on to our conversation. By the way, Kathy, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate it. Thank you. As well as, let me make sure to catch up on Super Chat real quick. Michael, again, with the $2. Thank you. I'm good. Don't worry. Devon, thank you so much. Really appreciate the €5. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, I actually have seen that. I have seen that. As well as Lola, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Federal, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Natty, thank you so much for the $5. Tish, thank you for the $5. Isaac, again, with the $20. Thank you. I think I'm fully caught up. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Let's get to 1 million likes. Alrighty. Do you support Donald Trump? Why do you support Donald Trump, I meant?
So we can talk about immigration, tariffs. Those are probably the two main ones.
Okay. What is a tariff?
Tariff is a tax on imported goods.
Okay, and who pays that tax?
Whoever is importing it.
Okay, so the American business importing the product, and it's passed down to the American consumer mostly. So that's a tax paid by us. Why is that a good tax?
So it's not. It's generally it's going to be bad for the economy, and it's bad for us. But we had a major issue with China, and they with them respecting our IP, and the only really way to get around that is to tariff them. So if we just tariff them directly and don't tariff anybody else, then, like, what do we call that? Like, what do we call it if we just do a blanket tariff only on China?
That would be a tariff on China.
Or a sanction, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, if it's not economically based and if it's because they're stealing our IP, then it would be a sanction.
Then that would only be if you have an established sanction on China or Chinese products.
Right. So optically, that's worse than if we just tariff everybody, because then it's not a target.
What?
Right?
I think tariffing everyone is harmful. Right. I don't think it benefits the conditions. Right. Again, if there's issues with respecting
China's
intellectual
factories.
property, that doesn't mean that it's best solved by increasing tariffs across the entire world. And plus, some of these tariffs have not been kept across the entire world. So obviously, I don't think it's specifically just in respect to the IP.
Right. So I think that he dropped tariffs when American companies came to him and worked out a deal. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do or not, but I mean, that's what happened. But China's
He didn't
factories
reduce
have
all
been
tariffs.
contracting. Right. So, but China's factories have been contracting over the past 8 months, like consistent. So this is worse. It's worse for China than it is for us.
Okay.
And
And
right
again,
now, so currently, a lot of the American companies are eating it. We're eating a lot of it.
so you're saying companies eat taxes, so we should just tax the companies more because they can eat it.
Right, but the taxation is targeted on imported goods. So it hurts China more than it hurts us.
I know you keep saying that,
it's
but
not
like,
good.
what's your point with saying that? Like, you say it does, that doesn't change anything.
Right. So then if they come to the table for negotiating, right, and we can get them to enforce our IP laws in their country and in their factories, that's a net positive for us, because
That's not what the
happens
tariffs
is
have
they
done.
have access.
And this hurts Americans
have
is the point
access-
we're making. So like it's harmful to the middle class. It disproportionately takes the revenue from the middle class. It harms income inequality. It makes the conditions worse for that. It increases or decreases conditions for competition in this country and helps out large American corporations rather than small businesses, right? And we could rather get this income in terms of this revenue from tax revenue through a progressive tax structure such as income tax, right? I don't know why we don't choose to do that instead.
But that's so you're looking at it as a revenue, right? I'm not talking. It's
Yes.
not about revenue. So it's
Okay.
about so China has access to our market, but because they take so if you're an American company and you build a Chinese factory because the labor is cheap, they have the infrastructure set up, and then so we manufacture there, and then after lights go out, they just take that same factory and then and produce products under a different label and sell it in their own market without paying for the research and development. So we paid for the research and development. They get access to our market with their cheaper goods, and we don't get access to their market because they just stole our IP.
Okay. And do we not do that with their products?
I don't know. I've never looked. I never looked into that. I don't know. Do we? Do we steal their IP?
I mean, I think that there's probably some basis for that.
Okay. I mean,
and also like what's and even so like, what can we do to prevent this? I don't think the tariffs have prevented this from happening, and I don't think the trade war with China has been beneficial.
Yet, right? But it could be. It's hurting their economy.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's beneficial to ours. It's been hurting ours.
Right, but we can sustain it for longer than they can.
But again, there's just no evidence that they are specifically going to accept any sort of deal with the United States that would entail that they would never, ever do that. And by the way, they could say that they're going to do this and then just like not do it for a little bit and then still continue without telling us.
Maybe. I mean, maybe with Trump, nothing ever happens. But Trump only has three years left.
Yeah, so they could just wait. They could wait out for a few years. It's not that big of a deal.
And they can't just drop the tariffs, which is exactly what happened the last time Trump was in office. Trump and then Biden came in. He couldn't just drop the tariffs, right? Because you get retaliatory tariffs on the other end, right? So we have to work out a deal in order to drop the tariffs when the next president comes in. I just don't think that it's a net negative. It's bad and it's hurting us now. But in overall, I think that it could be a positive outcome.
Okay. You're saying you think it could be a positive outcome, but do you have any like reason to believe that?
Right, yeah, because like I said, that it's hurting their economy, and I think that their per capita GDP is nowhere near what ours is, and so they can't sustain it the way that we can.
Okay, so you just say that they can't sustain it comparative to us because their per capita GDP isn't the same. That's still not addressing the reality that it's not been beneficial on either side, and this still doesn't mean that they would actually accept conditions that will be beneficial, like in the long run. And also the conditions in terms of IP, what specific IP did they steal that you think is an issue?
So, okay, I don't know. I just know that it has been a major complaint from American production in China. I honestly, I mean, I don't personally experience it, so I don't know specifically which items have been stolen, but I know that it has been addressed, and I think even with pharmaceuticals, right? Like pharmaceuticals is a problem with it.
So, I'm confused how this trade war is causing conditions to be better for us.
Right now, it's not. Absolutely. Like I know, I agree with you 100%. It's bad for everybody, and it's bad for the middle and lower class more than it's bad for the 10%. But I think that in the long run, it could end up better for our general economy. And honestly, maybe it doesn't.
Based
even
on what
affect
metrics,
lower
though?
middle class ever. Because we would get better access to their market.
We would get better access to their market because of the fact that they have less of use of our products through other means. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Right. Because instead of being able to take things that we've invested in.
So this would
get
only
to
be
market,
beneficial for certain businesses selling their products there, which this is very bad for them right now, especially.
and maybe that's true, but it's. I mean, you're talking about the elites running.
Isn't it
the
likely
country,
that
right?
it's just
The
going to be
elites
better
run
for large companies because it will price all of the small businesses out right now? And then whenever it becomes more profitable, you're saying then only
It
the
depends
large
on the small
companies would be
business, like
left
how
to be
many-
able to benefit from it?
How many small companies? How many small businesses are actually producing goods? Right, that's mostly large Very large.
Well, there's a lot of small companies that produce goods. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Especially ones that
Maybe I'm
rely
wrong.
on
It's just
products from other countries around the world. Like, for example, restaurants.
food.
Yeah.
We produce plenty of food here in the United States.
You can wait. People get food from other countries around the world as well. It depends on the produce.
Yeah, but a lot of like I mean, doesn't it become like a neutral import export? Like we export as much as we import.
We don't
food.
need to do that, and there's no issue if we happen to import more than we're exporting to a certain country.
Right. So I just don't see why it's an issue then. Like if we're importing as
Why
much
are
as
the
we
tariffs an
export,
issue? Because they harm Americans. They're increasing income inequality. They're decreasing
but we don't
social
have to import
mobility.
food.
They're
Like
decreasing
importing food
competition.
isn't necessary.
Importing food is an aspect of the market that makes it less expensive to do so. So if you get rid of the ability to do that to the same extent, it's going to increase the cost of the products in terms of manufacturing, which is going to cause things in general to be more expensive within the economy.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I don't think that it feels good for anybody with the tariffs right now. Like it's definitely negatively affecting pretty much everybody, and definitely, like you said, the lower and middle class. It affects more than
So
anybody
then
else.
why are you
I'm just
saying that like you want it when we clearly have not got a deal and we're a year in and it's still harming people?
Well, because it's big picture, right? Like it's not about helping. Like you could listen, you can debt spend and make everybody feel great right now, right? But
That's what
eventually
Trump
you have to
did.
pay for it.
Yeah,
Right,
Trump signed off
exactly.
on
And
4 trillion more debt-related spending under his first administration.
yeah, and I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree with him doing that now either. And I don't
Okay,
agree
so
with
so
most of
then
the big beautiful bill.
so then what do you actually agree with really? Is it just this? Just that this idea that you
No,
might
well, then
possibly have a reduction in the level of IP that's stolen from
and
other
then
countries
immigration as well. So
in terms of their own
I'm
markets?
saying that that the strategy could eventually end up as a net positive. It might take a while.
It
And it
could
might not be
eventually.
worth it for a
So
lot of
why
people,
would you be
but
willing to harm so many people if it's only a could eventually?
is it I mean, we consume so much in this country. How much does it really hurt to cut down on a little bit of consumption?
It's not just cutting down a little bit on consumption. This affects basic necessities. Do you realize that?
And then we increased the standard deduction, and then we have no tax on tips. So essentially, Americans are going to
Most of the tax cuts did not go to rich and wealthy Americans. So although you can try to phrase it in a manner in which indicates that it does give help to lower and middle income individuals, most of the tax cuts are to rich and wealthy individuals, and it disproportionately harms lower and middle income individuals more by imposing these tariffs and this terrible economic policy in terms of the labor market. That again wouldn't have been the same way otherwise.
All right, so progressive income tax, once you get to a certain point, is completely useless because it's on earned income, right? And earned income isn't people that are making $1 million plus a year. That's not earned income in most cases.
What do you mean? Are you saying
Well,
it's
gonna
capital
be
gains?
capital gains or dividends.
Yeah, Harris wanted to
you know.
increase capital gains in the long run.
Right, and listen, I agree with a lot of what Harris wanted and what she said, but I think that a lot of things that she was going to do, especially with the mass amnesty that she was proposing, is enough to not put her in, especially when she has a possibility of 8 years ahead, and Trump only has 4. And most of the stuff that Trump does, he does through executive order. He doesn't even know how the government works anyway. So most of the things he does is not going to be long lasting. Whereas with Harris, the negative things that she wanted to do is going to last decades.
Like what negative things is she doing that's going to last decades?
The mass amnesty that she proposed was a huge one.
She didn't propose mass amnesty. I wish she did. And that wouldn't have harmful impacts in the long run.
So she ran on that in the primaries for her when she didn't get nominated.
Wait, restate that. You said what?
She ran on that when she went to the primaries the first time. She ran on mass amnesty.
You mean in the first administration, or for 2020? You mean?
Uh, yeah, when the year that she didn't get the
So
nomination
let me clarify. She ran on not decriminalizing illegal entry.
on not decriminalizing,
Yeah.
so keeping it criminal.
Yeah. She
Okay,
quite
well,
literally ran on that. Like, she said that to Fox News.
okay, but she pushed for a path to citizenship for people that were already in the country illegally. Is that correct?
I wish.
Okay, I mean, I was pretty sure I looked it up when I was listening to you a couple days ago. I looked it up, and that's what.
If you're referencing 2019, maybe she said something like that, but I just, like, I didn't see any evidence of that, especially in this coming election. But I would like the pathway to citizenship. That would be a preferable policy. Like, I think that's great.
Why?
And I don't think that would be harmful to the country.
Why?
Because I think that it ensures that more people will be vetted. I think it's better for the country in terms of economically speaking. You don't have to deport people. You don't have to spend all the money to do that, right? And you gain in terms of the long run in terms of tax revenue.
Right, but but then you were then incentivizing people to come in illegally. If you could do it the right way and wait years and spend thousands of dollars to come in the correct way, or you could just come in the back door and get amnesty.
Yeah, we're not going to do it where it's going to take years. We're going to make the legal process quicker. So I think that you have to you have to add those together.
Okay, so then if you're going to overhaul the immigration process to make it faster, do you not think that there is a limit to the amount, like the rate of immigration that our economy can sustain?
There probably is. We don't know what that level is.
But there's got to be a level, right? So
Maybe.
we have
Sure.
to control the
Sure.
flow.
I can suppose, like, if you were to hypothetically assume 150 million people came into our country, I would assume that wouldn't be beneficial at that scale.
Right. So you have to spread that out. So you'd have to spread that out over time. So then you're still
I'm
going
okay
to
with
have
3
a line.
million people coming a year.
So you're still going to have a line. You're still going to have people that have to wait, because once that 3 million a year is filled up, they're going to have to wait till the next year to hit the
I don't
quota.
think there's that many people that are coming to the country. Even under Biden's administration, there wasn't like this number of like 20 million people. That's like absurd.
Illegally, right? But is there 20 million people that would like to come? And if we made it easier, is there 20 million people that would get in line to come?
Yeah, if we made it easier, of course, I think that it would be better for people in terms of coming through the legal process. We're just talking about how quick it would be. And I do think that we'd be able to hit that standard. And that's over,
But it
what,
wouldn't be
10
quicker.
years
My-
you're going to
my
run.
point.
It's going to be 30 million people.
But that's my point, is that it wouldn't be quicker, because there's going to be a line now. Because
There
we still
would
have
be,
to
it would be
control the
quicker.
flow.
You're saying 3 times more people wouldn't be quicker.
The process is faster, right? So the
Yes.
process is faster, but then once the queue fills up, then those people are still going to have to wait, right? So now even though the process is quicker, you've been vetted and they give you approval to come in, but your time is going to be 2 years out because
Yeah, but
you're
there are
in
more
queue.
people that are going to get through because under the current system, it's 1 million versus the system I'm referencing is 3 million.
Sure, there's going to be more people that come through, but there's still going to be more people in line, and it's still going to take longer for once you get in line, it's going to take longer for your turn to come. Now, if you want to get out of your
No,
country
that's not
quickly
necessarily true.
and you can come in illegally, what do you mean? If you increase the rate to 3 million people per year who can legally come into the country, and then 10 million people want to come in, that's 3 years. You're going to be in line for 3 years.
Yeah,
if
you're
at the back of that
claiming there's
line.
going to be all of these people that want to come to our country to levels in which aren't happening other places, right? And I'm saying that we can make the system quicker and faster. And sure, there could be some people that are waiting in the process, but you understand that, like, that's still going to be less people than what is currently the case.
There's going to be less people. I missed that. I don't understand. So you're saying that if you made it quicker,
There are going to be less
there would be
people that
less
are waiting for that long under the current process than what the process I'm advocating for.
But so what I'm saying though is that if you do that, there will be more people that try to come in. So all you're doing is pushing the line back.
So then essentially you're arguing that that you would think that there's some like infinite level of people that would come to our country, right? That will continually be increasing dependent upon how quick we make the legal process.
No, not definitely not infinite. I mean, How many people are in the world? A couple billion?
Yeah, I don't think everyone's going to immigrate to the U.S.
No, not everyone, but definitely people from places that are having economic struggles.
Yeah,
And there's a
and
lot of those.
I think people should be able to immigrate in that context. Now, obviously, we can't do billion people in a year. That's not obviously something that we could do. I'm not saying that. Obviously, there'd be some sort
For
of process
sure, but
that
I don't
fulfills
think that
in,
we could do.
but we're
I don't
nowhere
think that
near
we could
that
do
level
10
right
billion
now.
either.
Can you at least acknowledge that we're nowhere near that level right now?
Yes, we are nowhere near
Okay.
a billion people a year.
Yeah,
But we could. I mean,
let's acknowledge that like we can increase our immigration from levels in which it exists right now.
sure, we can, and I advocate for that. But if we give the people that came in illegally a path to citizenship, then you're incentivizing people to come in illegally, right? So
Which I'm
even if you
okay
make the
with doing
process
to a certain
faster,
extent. I'm not saying that there's going to be a lack of criminalization for that in the long run. I'm just saying that while there's a current process that there's it's literally it takes so long to get in our country, and I think it's unjustified for it to take that long. I see it to be justified for people to try to come here through the process undocumented on that basis. Right? I understand why they're doing it. Now, I think that they should go through the legal process, and that's why I'm saying that they should be given a pathway to citizenship, where they don't have to leave the country if they've not committed a violent crime or bad crime.
right? And I understand. And morally, I agree with you. And like on a micro level, on like a person to person level, I agree with you. But on a macro level, the problem is that this it incentivizes people who are not here to come in that way.
Yeah, but you're
Because then they
arguing
can
that there's
come
going to
in.
be such an incentive in which it's going to lead to harmful conditions, right? Which I don't think is the case. Now,
I'm saying that it's not
if
going
that
to
was
fix it.
true, and it's simply just put back the door, and it made so many people come here where it was impossible, obviously there's a limit. No one's disputing that.
Right.
Again, we're just nowhere near the limit right now.
Right, and I support increasing the amount of immigration that we have.
Okay.
But I don't support giving people that are here. Okay, let me rephrase that because that's not entirely true. So if people were brought here as children, and they didn't, it wasn't their own intention, they should be given a path, excuse me, a path to citizenship. But people who knowingly and intentionally came here illegally and took the risk, then they should not be given a path to citizenship. Now, I don't know if we should go around deporting people, but maybe if we enforce
Wait, when you're making
employers-
it so that you provide a pathway to citizenship for minors, aren't you incentivizing
Mhm.
undocumented immigration?
for minors.
Yeah.
I'm saying people that didn't choose it.
Yeah, so you're at least incentivizing parents to bring their kids here. So then you're okay
So-
with incentivizing undocumented immigration to some extent?
I'm saying when they came, if they were brought here as children and they are now adults, I don't think that they should be penalized.
I
because it's not their
understand, but
fault.
then that's
They
still
and sending
incentivizing
somebody back is
that's still
crazy.
incentivizing undocumented immigration under your view.
Maybe, but if we instead of deporting people, if instead we enforce employment, right? Because people are hiring undocumented immigrants. If we enforced it on that and instead, then I feel like less people would come because they wouldn't be able to work.
What? You're saying people wouldn't be able to... Wait, repeat what you just said.
Right. So if we enforced immigration on employers, immigration policies on employers, right? So we have employers that are knowingly not doing their due diligence and checking I-9s and all that stuff for employment, right? So people can come here undocumented and get work, right? We need to end that.
So you want to hold like businesses accountable for hiring undocumented immigrants as well?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What else is your point from this? Wait, so Trump hired undocumented immigrants. Should you hold him accountable?
Yeah. Of course.
How so?
What do you mean, how so? Trump should
Yeah,
be
like,
in
are
jail.
you gonna fine him? They should be in jail.
Trump should be in jail for sure.
And yet you support him for president.
Not in primary.
Okay. But you would vote for him over Kamala Harris. Do you think Kamala Harris
Let
should be in
me ask you
prison?
this.
Do you think Kamala Harris should
No.
be in prison? No? But
No.
you think Donald Trump
No.
should be in prison. So you think someone who should be in prison should be president over someone who shouldn't be in prison?
So Parker, if there were two people running, right? One person who did not agree with your moral standards, but was going to do all the political things that you wanted, and then somebody that did align with your moral standards, but wanted to do everything that you hated politically, which one are you choosing?
It depends on how they disagree with the moral standards. There are certain standards in terms of moral standards that I say as a baseline in terms of disqualification. Right? Like if they were to have assaulted children, would you still vote for him?
Well, then he should be disqualified, right?
Okay,
Congress
there
and
you
the
go.
courts need to
There
stand
should be
up and do their
there
job.
should be disqualification. All right, but I mean that doesn't exist under current law. So under your current law, you're saying that Donald Trump should be disqualified, shouldn't be allowed to run, but then you're saying you would also vote for him.
No, I didn't vote for his dumbass.
Okay, so you don't actually support him?
No.
Okay, alrighty. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Abby, thank you so much for the $3, by the way. Thank you so much. And Kaylee, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. By the way, everyone, we're going to be on for a little bit longer. Dean's about to be going live right here in a second. So we're probably going to get one more guest. And then we are going to be joining Dean for a bit. So yeah, a little bit shorter of a live today. But Dean was going to hop on, so I was just going to join him. I was like, might as well. Just call it a little early today. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up, bro? I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Donald Trump?
6, 7.
All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, okay. Let's go to the next individual. Don't worry, don't worry. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Alrighty, yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Let's go on the next individual quick. Again, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes. I'd really appreciate it before we end the stream. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes. How many are we at right now, everyone? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 56 years old.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Hell yeah.
What's your birth year?
1969. 56 years old. July 30th.
No way. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
35.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I didn't vote. I don't vote in general. More or less, my question is with these types of things, I'm very, very open to different ideas, right? I think conversation's good.
I'm sorry. You are driving. It's TikTok TOS. You are driving. I think I could tell you were driving. Secondly, I only bring people up in the situations in which they do support Donald Trump, but we are just looking for some debates. I do apologize. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 25.
Yeah, do you support Donald Trump?
Yes. I don't agree with all of his policies, but
Let me
on
clarify.
the most part, I agree with a lot of the things that he claims to believe.
Okay, if you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Probably Trump.
Okay, and why do you support Donald Trump then?
I think for me, a lot of the policies that I agree with, I try to focus on things that are going to make the lives of Americans better. A big thing for me is immigration. I think that as a whole, I think we should be bringing immigrants over here, but I'm not sure that, allowing illegal immigration is best for the country or for the illegal immigrants that are coming over here. I think, as a whole, the illegal immigrants that are coming over here, when they do cross the border, a lot of them are being trafficked. And once they are here, they are being taken advantage of for really cheap labor, and I don't think that's a good thing. I also think, too,
So, you
it
know what would
makes it
better those
harder.
conditions? Providing mass amnesty, because then it would ensure that they have broader access to market trends.
But with that, how are we gonna know who a lot of these people are? I mean, a lot of these people, I'm sure you would agree, a lot of them, like not all of them, are coming here for good reasons. Some are bringing drugs and crime across the border. And the ones that are committing crimes, I want to be held accountable the same way I would want an American to be held accountable for those crimes. So, like, for example, if an American citizen were to essay a woman, I would want him to be held accountable in the same way that I would want it to be easy to track down on illegal and hold him accountable for that same crime.
And you wouldn't vote for him for president if they did that, right?
I wouldn't vote for who?
Like if they essayed a woman, you wouldn't vote for them for president.
I would not. I've heard some of the essay allegations around Trump.
Yeah, he was held liable for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will.
I'm not convinced. I mean...
So even if they're held liable in a civil court amongst unanimous decision of 9 people in a jury?
Sure, you can agree, right, that people get falsely accused of things and wrongly convicted, right?
Well, when they're held liable, it's most likely to be accurate.
Well,
and plus, there are 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct. Do you think every single one of those victims are lying?
No, probably not. But I also, no one's perfect. I do agree with a lot of his policies. As I said, there's a lot I don't agree with Trump on. And, if you want, we can get into that. I don't want to smear him. Like, I'm not here for, like, lowbrow, shit-flinging.
Wait, let me clarify, though. Like, Donald Trump quite literally was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, and he was accused of 26 plus people of sexual misconduct. You said that you wouldn't vote for someone who has essayed a woman, so obviously then you shouldn't vote for him. Secondly, like, he's a convicted criminal, so he wasn't held accountable and put in prison because you guys voted for him. He was convicted of 34 felonies. Alongside the fact that any undocumented immigrant that has committed a violent crime or bad crime, I agree they should be deported, and the best way to ensure that they're vetted is to give them a pathway to citizenship so that you can vet them if they have not committed a violent crime or bad crime.
I mean, I do think we should make the pathway to citizenship easier. I would like to see more immigrants coming into the country. I just don't... I get worried. I guess I have anxiety about, maybe people who aren't here for the right reasons wanting to come in.
Well, one thing I would tell you is that it'll be easier for law enforcement to focus on those that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes if you do not focus on, the people who have not committed violent crimes and bad crimes.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. And I guess another reason why I supported Trump, I think he's under-delivered.
Wait, instead of going into a new one, I do want to say this. Like, why do you still support Trump even though he was held liable of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll?
I just not sure that it's true. I mean, I just think, personally, a lot of our justice system is very performative. I just think our government and our justice system is broken. I'm just not convinced.
Wait, so then why don't you say the justice system is performative in reference to undocumented immigrants being deported?
In reference to... I mean, I guess that's true, but, people still should be held accountable for their crimes in the best way that we can. I mean, the justice system isn't perfect, and we should seek to make it better. But if we can, and we can prove that, hey, this woman was essayed, or this person was assaulted, or this person was killed, then we should do our best to hold the person accountable. And yeah, if Trump did rape that woman, he should be held accountable. I mean, it's common sense. Yeah, I'm not in a cult. Like, I agree with some of Trump's policies, but I'm not like one of these people that's like buying all this Trump merch, and like I can admit that he has his issues.
Okay, so is there
You know what I
anything
mean?
he
Like,
could do that would get you to stop supporting him? Because you seemingly supported him and said that it didn't happen in terms of the civil case without any evidence to say that. Like, could you actually, and scrap the last question I asked you, can you name a single piece of evidence in the case you dispute?
I mean, what is the evidence really? I haven't seen anything that's convincing. I mean, for the most part, it's word of mouth. How can you prove it?
Yeah, so again, there was evidence given in the case. You couldn't mention a single piece of evidence. It seems like you haven't even looked at the case. Can I ask you, where was the alleged crime? Where was it committed?
New York, I believe.
No, like what store?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. But I did come here to talk about policy. As I said, I'm not here to...
Let me clarify. It was Bergdorf
Must
Goodman. So clearly, you said that you don't believe it, but it's clear that you haven't even looked into the case.
I haven't been shown any piece of proof. You would think if he was actually guilty, it would be all over the front line of the media, right? Like, I'm not a Fox News watcher. I haven't really seen... I watch you. I watch Dean. I watch all sorts of,
So
independent
you watch
content
me.
creators.
I say it all the time, and it was all over the media. I agree. Maybe it should have been talked about more.
Okay, so
but
then
that doesn't mean that it wasn't talked about.
So then, what's the proof? I mean,
He was
I
held
came here
liable
to talk-
unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people. Now, what's the proof? There was specifically, obviously, a consistent story over multiple decades because she told multiple of her friends at the time, and they demonstrated a consistent story over multiple decades as they all had the similar things that they were referencing specifically about what happened. We can also point to the fact that specifically in terms of
So
the
if
case,
someone
there was a
said something,
psychologist that
right.
verified the trauma that she went through. There was also a dress with DNA on it where Donald Trump had multiple years to give up his DNA, but chose not to give up his DNA after multiple years. And we all know that Donald Trump is super egotistical. So if he had the ability to show that he was not even at the scene of the crime, he would have shown that, right? Given that he didn't, that indicates to us that it's more likely that he would to have committed this. He's also literally bragged about grabbing women by the vagina without asking and thinking that every single woman wants him. Right, so he's clearly indicated that the types of prior behaviors he engaged in could have likely led to a circumstance like this. And then also in a deposition prior to this, he said that they never met. There's a picture of them shown together. He said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in a deposition, mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating that they're both his type or both not his type. So he would have sexually abused her either way.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I'll do some more research into the case. As I said, I haven't seen proof that it was true. That doesn't mean it's not out there. I don't know everything. You can't expect me to know every little detail about everything.
Yeah, I'm not expecting you to know every little detail, but I am expecting you to know something about the case if you're disputing that it happened.
Yeah, but this is what you do, though, is people come up here to talk about policy, and you just want to talk about character assassination. And
you quite literally said that you wouldn't want people in our country who have essayed a woman, but then you quite literally said you would vote for someone who has essayed a woman. Right, and because you don't believe it happened, even though they were held liable in a civil court. But if that same thing were true about an immigrant trying to come to our country, well, then you would be like, oh, obviously they shouldn't be able to come to the country.
Yeah, I want to see DNA evidence. I want to see eyewitness testimony. I want to see proof. I don't want, word of mouth, he said, she said, the therapist said, she said this happened, right? Like, what's hard
You said eyewitness testimony. So if there's not eyewitness of grape, then it didn't happen?
That's not true, but it's just, how do you prove it? I mean,
Again,
it's just,
the situation is true. Donald Trump is a pathological liar. She did not lie at all about the case. She's significantly more trustworthy, right? Donald Trump literally had multiple years to give up his DNA to prove he wasn't the scene of the crime. He decided not to do that, right? There is specifically a consistent story over multiple decades on her behalf. He lied multiple times about the case.
Okay, but being a liar and being a rapist is not the same thing.
You understand that lying about it happening is reason to disbelieve that particular individual.
Yeah, sure, it's reason to disbelieve him, but it's not proof that it happened.
Wait, it is proof in terms of the fact that it's evidence that it is more likely that it occurred. So what is evidence? Evidence is something that is more likely, right, or it indicates something that is more likely to be the case, right? Do you at least agree with that?
It's something that
increase the likelihood of something being true.
Increase the likelihood of something being true. Not necessarily.
So then what's evidence?
I would say that it has to objectively increase the likelihood of it being true, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
So hold on.
That's exactly what I just said.
But can I give an example real quick though? So, you know, a racist might try to say that, like, oh, well, black people commit more crime, and this person's black, so it's more likely that he committed that crime. That's not a logical way to look at something, just because, oh, you know, you might think this person might be more likely to do this thing. That doesn't make it true. You have to provide objective proof that they did this thing. Where's the objective proof? Just because he lied about a detail of the case does not mean he actually committed the crime.
I'm saying he lied about the set of circumstances. He said they never met. He said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote-unquote not his type, and lied about both of those. So the point that we're making is that he's lying about what happened. She's not lying about what happened. That's going to indicate that she's more trustworthy in terms of believing her about the events, right? Plus, there's 26 plus people that have accused him of sexual misconduct. When there are that many people accusing you of engaging in horrible behaviors, it is pretty likely that you engaged in those horrible behaviors.
I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, you got me there. I mean, if you want to character assassinate him, that's fine. As I said, that's not what I'm here to do. I wasn't here to talk about lowbrow shit, you know?
I mean, you brought that up about immigrants, but you're not willing to apply that to the President of the United States. And when you say character assassinate, you mean he's done such horrible things that literally just one of the things that I brought up has assassinated his character? There are plenty of other things I can mention. Him sexualizing his daughter, him bragging about walking into the changing rooms of naked women, although changing without their consent, where an 18-year-old came out, so there were 4 girls and was 15 years old in these changing rooms?
So you know for 100% certainty that it happened?
I think all the best evidence indicates that this happened.
Right, so you can't just say, so do you know with 100% certainty that this happened, yes or no?
I don't know with 100% certainty that you have a brain.
Alright, so if I grape a woman, right, hypothetically, there's DNA proof that I did that, right, that can prove that this woman was raped, right? Where's that proof?
Again,
Why didn't she report it? Why didn't she report it when it happened? Do you know with 100% certainty that it happened? Yes or no? It's an easy question. It's a yes or no question.
No, I don't have 100% evidence, but like I think 100% evidence is not a reliable standard. As again, I do not have evidence, 100% evidence of your brain existing, because it's logically possible that I'm living in a simulation. I'm a brain in a vat, right? And I'm just being fed these different experiences, and you're not even real. No, don't use slurs. Don't use slurs. That's fucked up. Don't use slurs. Don't use the R slur. Acknowledge that that's wrong.
All right, I'm sorry, but that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I can prove that I have a brain. Everybody has a brain. I wouldn't be able to talk.
We have evidence that we can justify that that's true, But then the
No,
point that we're making is
wouldn't
that
be
listen, listen.
I wouldn't be able to move or speak if I didn't have a brain.
Hey, dude,
That's
I understand, but what you're not understanding, I have to remove you because of hate speech, hateful behaviors. But what he's not understanding is it's not 100%. At least from a logical standpoint, when you say 100%, what you mean is that it couldn't logically be otherwise. Like, it's not logically possible to be otherwise. So I was just giving a logically possible hypothetical that could specifically indicate this to be the case. And that still isn't reason to, like, dispute that he has a brain, right? Just because it's logically possible that he doesn't have one. Because I could be a brain in a vat having experiences from my own perspective, right? Just being fed into my brain, but it's not actually real. So that would be a ridiculous thing to believe just because it's logically possible. So just because you don't know for 100% doesn't mean that you don't have a good reason to believe it. We believe things with very high levels and degrees of confidence. But yeah. All right, everyone. We're going to go join Dean. Everyone can go to Dean's Live. Dean Withers. Look up Dean Withers. Spam Parker Raid. Spam Luffin Parker. We're going to go join him. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. We had a little bit shorter of a live today. I'll be posting videos probably here within a few hours on YouTube if you want to check them out. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for coming through. I will see everyone tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. I love y'all so much. I'll see everyone tomorrow. And see everyone on Dean's Live. Oh, by the way, Star, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Give some W's for Star. Thank you so much. Don't worry about that. Benjamin, thank you for the $5 twice. Thank you so much. And 3 times, actually. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Abby, thank you so much for the $3 as well. Thank you so much, Abby. Kaylee, thank you so much for the $5. And Kathy, thank you for the 10. I appreciate it. I think I'm fully caught up. I think there was also another person that sent me $40, and I didn't get to them fully on the stream. Thank you so much, by the way. Kara, thank you so much for the $40 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Kara in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Kara, as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, everyone. I'll see everyone's on Dean's Live. Love you so much.